Gentlemen, welcome to the second episode. I actually have named the show. I didn't tell any of you guys that I named the show. We're going to call this show The Six. What do you guys think?
Nice.
That's dope.
Nice. That works. That works.
That's right. So welcome to episode 2 of The Six. I, of course, am your host, Donovan Sharpe. It is good. Listen, it's good to have you guys in here today. Now, before I get to the introductions, we were all fucked up on the time. I fucked up my hairline, so I had to take it all off. Yes, it does happen from time to time. And you know, like when you fuck up your hairline and you try to rescue it and you keep fucking it up more and more.
Right.
That's what happened with me, so I ended up having to take it off. Jap was on East European time, so he thought we weren't doing the show till like 3:30 tomorrow morning. Kevin had to do 3 wardrobe changes, and by the way, suit coming totally clean. Myron, you were smashing a holo earlier, man. Did that go overtime or something? Or what?
Nah, she was a feminist. Fuck that.
Listen, if she's a feminist, that's what you asked.
That one quick.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen,
Crazy feminist.
Lucario was the only one of us that was on.
I was the only one on time, and I'm the blackest out of all y'all. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
Don't think it's stupid. Listen, even though I fucked up my hairline, thank God I look okay bald. The beard game is on point. I'm actually growing my beard out. I faded the beard up real nice around my ears. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get to episode 2 of The Six. Let me introduce tonight's esteemed panelists. First up, the guy I forgot is Mr. Lucario out of City. The dude has a snow bunny wife, a snow bunny girlfriend. Hell, he's got a snow bunny. What's going on, Lucario?
I'm chilling. What's going on, man? How's going on, everybody in the chat? What's popping? What's good with everybody? You feel me? I'm good. Exciting stuff. Yeah.
Next up is definitely the best dressed man probably on any panel today. Kevin Samuels, man. Dude, where did you get that suit? That suit is clean, man.
This is another one of those Tom Ford blazers I love doing. Man, you need to put a little velvet in your life, man. Velvet is good, especially in the summertime. Velvet is the shit.
Man.
The reason why I'm dressed like a hood nigga is because I just got some new ink. Like I just got ink, and I can't. Like listen, y'all can see it. It's a badass. It's not even done yet.
Tattoos.
If I put clothes on, I'm like a little bitch. I'm like, So fuck it. I was like, fuck it. I'm gonna dress like a hood nigga today. No big deal. Next up, the host of Snow Bunny Sundays, who happens to have the world's most popular thought over his left shoulder. Solo 84.
Hey! She was a dame back in her day. They didn't call her a thought. Call her a dame. What's going on, y'all? Your favorite YouTuber's favorite YouTuber. Let's get it.
I'd have smashed Marilyn Monroe. Man.
Oh yeah, for sure.
She was thick.
Today she's called skinny.
Yeah,
fat. Oh god,
fat bitches.
Fucking Monroe. Next up, of course, the fittest man on the panel, Mr. Myron Gaines. What's going on, Myron? How's it going?
What's up, Donovan? Thanks for having me on as always, bro. This is gonna be a good one. You guys are gonna enjoy this show.
What happened with the hoe that you were with, man?
Dude, she was like one of these chicks that like crazy feminists, wildly manipulated, brainwashed. Like I was just like, this isn't gonna work, man. This is gonna be an L. I'm gonna have to just hold this L big time. So it is what it is. But that's how it is. That's the game. Like a lot of you guys, like me and Lucario were talking about this yesterday. Like you guys got to get comfortable taking L's and dealing with a lot of women and cutting losses quick.
Right?
You know it. So you gave her a dirty Sanchez, right? Like
that's coming on Tuesday.
There you go. Absolutely.
Donkey punch.
Last but certainly not least, the fryer, the cooker of single moms himself, Minister Jap. Jap, how's it going, brother?
Hey man, everything is everything, man. Appreciate you having me on.
Of course. Well, what we're going to do, tonight's topic is sort of a derivative of last week's topic when we started talking about strip club game and super hot girls, and we almost had the opportunity to do a whole nother show. Kevin said we got to do a show about this, so here we are. So tonight we're going to talk to you guys about how to handle perfect tens, your strippers, your call girls, your escorts, porn stars, cam girls, Instagram models, all of that stuff. Listen, I'll let you guys go first. I want to go around the panel here, and without getting too specific, just give us a broad generalization on the world of fucking with tens. I'm going to start with Kevin. And we'll work our way around the panel. Kevin, if you're standing in front of a group of people, they say Kevin Samuels tens. Tell me about him.
I'll tell you to go look at the video I did last night, but I handled one on my panel.
Oh shit! Is that on Pornhub?
No. It's on my actual YouTube channel, man. I had a sugar baby call. See, the thing about dealing with tens, you are never going to be the richest. There's always going to be a guy with more than you. more money, longer dick, more muscles, better car. And so all your resources and shit that comes goes over here. It's already assumed. But you still have to be able to separate her from guys who are leading with that and only that. This is where your confidence, your charisma, this is like getting into the tournament. You come in and you bring everything to bear at one moment, and you have to most of all act as if you've been there, because they've heard it all, they've seen it all. Whatever the fuck you think you're talking about, whatever little catchy line you've been practicing on with tens, that does not matter. And we're going to talk about how to deal with them. I'll even talk about how I got into the world of tens, some cheat codes that I used to actually get me up around Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Mavericks, Dallas Stars, VP of Exxon, those kind of people, state senate, U.S. senators, U.S. Congress people. Look, man, the rarefied air, when you start talking about these before IG, these level women, high dollar escorts, the $2,500 a night escort, and that's on the low end, $400 or $500 for an in call, $600 for an out call. Look it up, motherfucker. If you don't know what's going on, you're out of your league in this show. We're going to get into it.
That's right. Listen, I think I speak for everybody when I say this. They're not ready for tonight's game. I'm telling you right now. Y'all wanted it, but I told you they're not ready. They said, listen, they want it. They're not ready. All right. Lucario, as a man who has dealt with a lot of beautiful women, the hard of the world,
right?
What's the first thing that you would tell a guy? I've never fucked a 10. What's the first thing I should know about tens? What's the world of tens like?
The first thing I would say is just you got to understand that tens ain't really shit. You understand what I'm saying? Meaning, like, you got to have that sort of mentality when you're approaching the chick. You got to approach that woman like you would approach any other woman. You feel what I'm saying? And I try to get guys to understand this. When they see women who they think are tens, or they see a chick, they're like, oh, she's a dime. What they'll do is they'll say, what can I do differently to get her? The thing is, you got to flip that around and say, how can I be consistent with just talking to women, period? And also another thing too is that, and this is really important, make sure that you're keeping it extremely real with her. So for example, you got to understand, you got to look at it from the perspective of a hot girl. 90% of the guys that approach hot women or talk to hot women, what they're doing is they're thinking about what they think she wants to hear. They're thinking about what should I say to her to make her like me, all this other stuff. What you want to do, and what makes you stand out, is you got to keep it extremely real with her. So you got to be realistic to the point where even if what you're saying to her may even offend her or, make her look at you funny. So for example, let's say you met a famous person like Drake or something. You met Drake or whatever, right? Everybody's sucking Drake's dick, right? They're like, oh, Drake, you're the best. You're awesome. Oh my God. Now imagine you spoke to Drake for like 5 minutes and you say, yo, Drake, I like your music, but I'm going to tell you that last album, this cut sucked. That cut wasn't that good. That shit was kind of whack. I wasn't really feeling it. And I think if you do this more, this will up your music. Now, you're probably the only person that told him that all year. You understand what I'm saying? So now he's going to remember you versus everybody else that's been talking to him. So it's the same thing with hot chicks. They'll remember you more based off of how you came at them on some real shit. You see what I'm saying? And that makes you stand out and separates you from the other guys. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Solo, what's your take on tens? Listen, there are a lot of beautiful women in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I think Minneapolis is probably one of the most underrated cities in terms of hot bitches per capita. So if somebody wants to move out to Minneapolis, Minnesota, because they've heard about this underground secret that there are a lot of hot girls up in the polis. What are you telling them to look out for? What are you telling them to how do you lay the groundwork? Where should I start?
All right. Shout out to you, Donovan. Thank you for having me back on. Sure. So the first thing we got to establish, and I think Kevin and Jap will agree with me on this, is you got to be in the right venue if you want to meet the hottest chicks. I may add a little bit of different element here because, as some of you guys may or may not know, I also do photography and videography like in real life. So I've done a lot of fashion events. So I'm around these hot models all the time. I really see what they look. Listen, Donovan, you said it yourself. She's a 10 when you bunker bust her, but when you wake up, she's a 5. You feel me?
God, hell yeah.
You said it yourself, bro.
Yeah.
So, being in the fashion industry, taking pictures and all of that, you deal with these women. And guess what? A lot of them are really insecure. Okay, a lot of them are really insecure. Yeah, they have the bitch fit.
Most of them are
on,
insecure.
the bitch shield on, but a lot of them. And Donovan, I gotta go old school on this. Can I go old school, Donovan?
You can. Let's do
Old
it.
school game.
Don't be afraid. You got it.
Two things, man. Push and pull works great with these women.
That's right.
Like, you can't be, oh, you're so beautiful, you're so gorgeous. Act like you've been there before, like Kevin said, like Lucario said, being indifferent as well. See, a lot of you guys may be familiar with my sim tales. And you know what? The reason why a lot of guys mess up and why I've messed up a lot in the past is because you start putting these women on a pedestal thinking they're these goddesses, or in the 40-year-old virgin, right? Steve Carell called them Pussalaya. And that's where most guys mess up. And so when you're dealing with a 10, a dime, a 9, number one, you got to be indifferent. And number two, I hate to say this, but this is the truth. You can't fuck up your game. Like, your game sometimes got to be spot on. You feel me? That's why I say be indifferent, because when you're indifferent, you don't really care about the outcome. But then when you're indifferent, you really don't, you're just in a certain frame of mind where you really don't care. And when girls pick up on the vibe, then it's all good. I was just telling Lucario off camera right now, like, I'm kind of going through a hot streak right now. And I was telling Lucario, the reason why I'm going through this hot streak is because my balls are getting drained nightly. Fat. But secondly, is kind of like, you're not thirsty. And where a lot of guys fail, Donovan, when they're dealing with a woman they really like, they put her on that pedestal, they become thirsty. And next thing you know, you remember, Lucario, we spoke about this a month ago.
Right.
You triple texting a bitch and you're already lost.
Right, exactly. No, that's facts.
Good. Well said. I'm going to come to Jap next. Now, let me ask you something here, Jap, because, again, I think we established last week that you just recently started dating white women. What's it like? What's the difference between a black 10 and a white 10? What are some differences because listen, I fucked plenty of white girl 10s. I fucked plenty of Latina 10s. I've never fucked a black 10. So give us some insight.
All right. So like your average black 10 is broke. You know what I'm saying? So like off top.
Damn. All right. Right
to
the
Marco.
Off top.
God damn.
If you a motherfucker with your shit together, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna win regardless. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm not really, seasoned in the white bitch game like that. So, you know what I'm saying? I will say this, white bitches are a lot nicer and they tend to have their shit together. You know what I'm saying? I mean, minimal shit to where they could even survive. But a lot of the black dimes are really struggling. You know what I'm saying? They're just trying to make it to Friday. And a lot of guys get intimidated by, the Facebook and the Instagram and shit like that. And I'm just gonna tell you, if you don't shoot your shot, you will never score.
That's right.
So at the end of the day, talk to these bitches, because realistically, they not shit. It's bitches right now that I know with 250,000 subscribers and they don't got $250. You know what I'm saying? But they look like $1 million when you take a picture. You got to understand, these bitches are stupid. They're broke, and you can get one if you assert yourself the right way. But like any how can I say any animal, they can smell blood. So if you coming at her, oh man, you the best thing I ever had, she gonna if you a sucker, she gonna hit a lick. So you got to understand, don't show weakness. Definitely stop over complimenting them, because she's hearing that shit all day. You got to do something that's going to separate you from the pack, But I will say this: it's an adventure dealing with black dimes. It's hilarious. You know what I'm saying? They carry themselves like they're on this level, but they're really not shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not gonna be surprised. You'll be like, you'll be surprised. Like, damn, I thought that this woman was this type of woman. Then you actually get in the driver's seat of fucking with this bitch and realizing that she is nothing like she portrays herself, and she's actually easy. And the only reason why people think that she's hard to talk to, because she's that fucking fine, and it's intimidating to weak niggas. Just holler at that bitch.
Yeah,
the worst a bitch could ever say to you is no.
That's right. Right. And if she says no, the sun comes up the next day. Before I get my take, let me shout out some new members here. Shout out to Carlos Coriano. Welcome to Chat Privileges. Welcome to the club. Javon Geiger, also a new member. Unique 79, welcome to the membership program. JX Flex, also welcome to Chat Privileges. I appreciate the support. King Nick with the $2 super chat says, salute, gentlemen. Obviously, you see Devin there has I've launched a new texting. You guys can text TSR to 4747 to get notifications when I go live or special promotions. I'll make that announcement a little bit later on. I'm trying to up the game. What I'm going to say, at least to start this thing up, because you guys are, this is going to be a lot of knowledge coming at you guys very, very quickly. And it's very, very easy to become overwhelmed because we're talking, it's almost like tens are a different species. And I cannot stress that point enough. They are, it's dealing with them as just a whole another level. So there are three things that you guys need to understand before we get started here. Number one, there are no guarantees, gentlemen. Okay. You guys can do everything we tell you today to the T and not so much as sniff the pussy of a stripper, not so much as sniff the pussy of an IG model. Okay. And I'm telling you right now, luck is as much a factor as anything as far as men being successful with strippers, tens, et cetera, et cetera. Guys, those guys will tell you exactly the same thing. All we can do tonight is to help you to increase your odds of success. Number two, and we said this last week, this is next level game, guys. You listen, you cannot be a novice with women and just waltz into a strip club, slide into Instagram models DM and just start picking out bitches to fuck. Unless you are a professional athlete, there is no point and click game involved here. You're not swiping for tens on Tinder because tens are not on Tinder. They're on seeking arrangements, and Myron can tell you about that. You've got to work for it, guys, and that involves obviously being red pill aware and having plenty of years of successful game under your belt. Number three, and this is the most important. I know every one of you guys will co-sign on this. This shit ain't for the faint of heart. Okay, this is not for the. Listen, you can't be a weak nigga and be going after tens, y'all. Because this is the big leagues. This ain't AAA Scranton. This isn't bobblehead night at the Carolina Mudheads. No. Like Bazaar said in Pimp Like Me, he said this is some straight G shit. Guys, this is going to involve some serious shit. So if you're the kind of guy who still catches feelings for hot girls, this shit is not going to be for you. This shit is not going to be for you.
No simping.
And here's the thing. Now, here's the thing. No simping. And I'm not going to judge guys for that, right? We've all been there, myself included.
Yeah.
I have caught feelings for plenty of strippers that I've been fucking or dated. I've been cheated on by a shitload of pretty girls. So I get it. It's not going to be easy to learn to divorce your feelings from pretty girls. But when, and only when, you can stop catching feelings for these hot girls, can you utilize what we are going to tell you guys tonight to take full advantage. So the last thing I want to say here, and this is actually somebody something said in the chat, he got scammed by like a cam girl. Here's the fourth thing I'll tell you. I guess I'll just add this on. Most 8s, 9s, and 10s on the internet, they're monetized. There's not an 8, a 9, or 10 who is not making money off the way she looks. She's an Instagram model. She's a cam girl. She's on seeking arrangements. She's she does porn. She has an OnlyFans account. So any guy who says, "Man, I fuck 9s and 10s all over the place," you've just outed yourself as a John, because you can't fuck 9s and 10s unless you're paying fucking bitches. Nobody is ever fucking 5 10s at once unless he's paying them all, because all 10s are monetized. All of that said, this is gonna be a great podcast tonight. I can already feel it. We've already got 800 people watching. Shout out to King Life with the $5 super chat. Very good question he asks here. He says, "Do you hit the 10s with a logical conversation or more emotionally charged questions or statements?" Very good question, Kevin. I'm going to come to you first. What would be your answer to that? He said,
I'm not Mr. Spock when I'm dealing with women. Because I'm that logic shit. You want to win arguments, and y'all need to put all that feminist, put all that shit to bed, man. First off, the dude that said he got hustled by a bitch. Welcome to the world.
Right.
Of hot bitches.
Right.
Go to the show last night where I had a sugar baby on there and listen to how they talk. Let me tell you how I got my way in. Because I was once a mere mortal like you. I was on Krypton just like the rest of the Kryptonians. But what did I decide to do? I decided to do something that I saw my counterpart do. I bought my way in. I went to a company Christmas party and I spent $1,300 to take one of the hottest escorts in Dallas as my plus one. Understand something. Automatically, there are dudes that'll be like, "Oh, no one fuck us, spend that kind of money." Because you are a child, my man. You're a fucking child. I was buying access that a nigga can't get. Can I tell you? I was buying access that a Negro can't get. So when I show up to the company Christmas party at the Texas Oil Club with Debbie of Dallas, we'll just say that's her name, and everybody's head turns like this because we come in the room. What do you think? When I'm down here with all the other account executives and all the other peons and the VPs and everybody over there, what happens? Everybody's looking and saying, "Who's that tall blonde? Wow." I go to the executive washroom, and if you don't know what that is, it's because, again, you're not in this world. The executives have their own bathroom. They don't piss with you. Their piss is better than yours. Did you know that? The executive washroom is open on holiday parties. So I'm going to the executive washroom, and as I'm going in, the VP of marketing is coming out. How do I know the VP of marketing? Because his name is on he's one of the people in the ivory tower. And he says, as I'm going into the urinal, that Debbie's a class act. That's all he said to me. This old snow-haired white guy said this, and I'm like, okay, yeah, she really is. 3 weeks later, I'm being asked by his executive assistant to come upstairs to his office. Wow. I'm like, am I about to be fired or something? Because this is the best firing I ever had. Turns out that he was a regular of Debbie's. There you go. And he and I had the most involving 15 minutes. From that point on, I started getting some of the best leads that I have ever gotten in the company, started getting assignments, started getting choice things started happening in my career. Opportunities started that I had applied for that normally wouldn't opened up. And that little event opened an entire professional realm that I would never have been able to go into, because the VP asked himself one question: must be the mindset of an account executive who is several levels down, who's going to bring this experienced girl? He either must have some common sense, he must have some whatever. He knew that I knew something that he knew. He actually became a mentor of me. We'll talk about that more later. Guys, this is how the game is played at the corporate level. If you don't think that these guys running these companies don't have their escorts, call girls, sugar babies, mentees on the company payroll, then you're a fucking child.
Probably just end the show right motherfucking there. Be honest with you, Kevin just fucked it up for everybody. Right there, holy shit!
And that's real shit, though, man.
Hey, Kev, did you for $1,300? Did you get the pussy though?
Oh yeah, but that.
Okay.
And here's the beautiful thing about it with this level: there's strip club game, there's escort game, and 10 game. But when you a fly dude, I had these women say, "Why are you paying for this? I would fuck you off the rip. I pay you to leave, and I pay for access to your guys."
There you go. And I would even go so far as to say this, Kevin. The reason you hired the escort had nothing to do with sex. It had to do with status and access. Because everybody, men and women, respect men who are good with hot girls. That's if you're good with hot girls, then you got to be good at other things. Let me come to you. Oh, well, actually,
let me say one thing, Donovan. Let me say one thing for the guys who still can't get over $1,300. You need to ask yourself one question: what was my return on investment on a $1,300 spend? That's what you need to figure out before you start getting into your cheap ass wallet.
And the answer to that question was $50,000 for Kevin.
There you go. At least.
At least. So, a $3,700 return, which comes out to about a 428% return. Not bad. Not a bad investment. Myron, answer this question. Do you hit the 10s with logical confrontation, or emotionally charged questions or statements?
Yeah, man. So a little bit on me, guys. I'm in Miami, man. So I'm like around the hottest girls in the fucking world, man, pretty much. And the thing is that I always go off depending on the girl, right? So if it's a younger girl in her early 20s, you got to stimulate the emotions, man. And in general, you got to stimulate the emotions. But the older she is, the more life experience, the little bit more I could say you could speak to different topics. But in general, you're always keeping the conversations emotionally charged to some degree where you're spiking her emotions. Because at the end of the day, guys, girls just want to have fun. And a big part of having fun is feeling fun. And that's got to come from you, because here's the reality. If you're on a date with a girl and she's having a bad time, she could be a dud. She could be the reason the date sucks. She could like not be able to have a good conversation. She could have limited life experience. She could be boring as fuck, but she's going to look at you and say you're boring if she's not having fun. She's not going to look back and say, oh, it's me. I probably suck. No, that just goes into their innate solipsism. So that's just not the way it works. So you have to be the fun guy. And how do you do that? You got to have experience. You got to lead the conversation. You got to be a masculine male, etc. So I would say the older she is, the more you could touch to like other life experiences and stuff like that. The younger she is, on general, you're going to want to keep it to her level of where she is. And unfortunately, the hottest girls are in their early 20s. So you got to have like a certain amount of conversation at that level. And the other thing too, you skipped me, Donovan, but now I was going to say earlier, real quick, the three things that guys got to understand when you deal with like the hottest girls. And when I say the hottest girls, I'm talking about your models, your bartenders that are, that basically got hired for the way they look. Any girl that makes money off of that monetizes the way she looks, there's some three things you guys got to understand. Number one, you can't let her think that she's better than you. Just like Lucario was saying, you can't pedestalize her, because she's immediately going to think, okay, this guy is scared to lose me, therefore he is low value and I am higher value. And then boom, you're done, off rip. And then number two and number three, which a lot of guys can't part with, which a lot of people won't admit, is you got to understand she belongs to the fucking streets. And you're not going to be able to retain her, probably, more than likely. Because the hottest girls, right, are getting the top athletes, fucking millionaires, etc., hitting on them all day. And no matter how much game you have, at some point you have to be willing to lose her, because that's inherently going to make you more attractive, because you're not going to be dependent on the outcome of the relationship. You know what I'm saying? And she's going to respect you more for it. So when these simps fuck up, which they will, because these rich guys and celebrities are simps, because they always lead with their wallet, just like Kevin was talking about earlier. They have nothing else to bring to the table except for like, look at my clout or look at my money or all this other shit. That when they fuck up, then she'll come back to you. But you got to be content with the fact that there's going to go months where she won't talk to you or she'll forget about you, or you might lose her altogether. But you not giving a fuck is going to make you more attractive. And that comes from that mindset that she belongs to the streets, and you have to accept that. And another thing too, Lucari talked about this too. When you're out with your hot ass girl, dudes are going to hit on her. So you can't be on some fucking beta male shit, getting mad. So what the fuck, and willing to fight everybody, because you're going to be in fist fights all fucking day, because people will always hit on your girl when she's hot. And sometimes right in front of you if she's bad enough. So that's another thing that comes with the territory that a lot of guys are not willing to accept. So that's my little take on it.
Right.
Listen, Myron, you're spot on. Listen, there's a price for everything. Okay. If you want to look like Myron, the price is you got to drink 3 gallons of water a day and you got to live in the gym. That's the price you got to pay. If you want to be a content creator like us, the price you pay is you're never going to be able to have a W-2 paying job in the United States for the rest of your life. That's the price you got to pay. If you want to date hot girls, if you want to fuck hot girls, if you want hot girls on your arm, dudes are going to try to get at her. And if you're that dude who's always getting mad at dudes sitting on your girl, this is not going to be for you. Avid Hiker with the $10 super chat says, Lucario is spot on. I told the gorgeous nurse she won't get help from me because she's pretty. I left her standing. She was shocked. Next time around, she was very flirty and a bit nervous. It works. What are your thoughts on that, Lucario? He was actually talking about your comment on hot girls. What do you think? What do you think, I guess, was the biggest factor in this guy's situation with this hot nurse?
Right. The thing mainly is just what guys got to understand is about standing out and having her feel something. So even the guy that was asking a question and Myron was correct about like that emotion, is that you got to have those conversations and interactions that spark emotion, because that's what makes women attracted to you. This is why I tell guys that, a woman will like a guy because he's good looking, because he looks good and all that other shit. But at the same time, though, one of the main things that make you stick out, you understand what I'm saying, is she remembers how you made her feel. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. And so when you spark that emotion, that's what gets her to think about you, to notice you, to want to even engage with you. Because you got to understand something. As much attention as women get, and especially the hotter girls, they get all this attention. But most of the guys that get attention from, maybe 90% of the guys that get attention from, are guys that they're not interested in anyway. So understand that women have options on the front end, but when you peel down the layers, they don't have that much options as much as you think, meaning they don't have any men that they find desirable. So if you become that desirable guy, that's where she's going to hone in and try to grasp you and keeps you popping. You know what I'm saying?
That makes sense. I've never thought of it that way.
Right.
We say that hot girls can get any man they want, but just because they can get any man they want doesn't necessarily mean there's somebody on their radar. We always talk about girls. There's always somebody waiting in the wings. That may be true, but for 5, 6s, and 7s, of course, there's always somebody waiting in the wings. They're 5, 6s, and 7s. 10s have a much higher standard. The 10s always have very, very small rotations because most men are afraid to step to and talk to 10s, number one. Number two, you just don't meet the standards of 10s.
No, that's facts. That's facts, man.
Jap, talk to
They
me.
have a smaller rotation because they get more out of each person.
There you go. A 10's return on investment is always so much higher. Jay Flex with the $5 super chat says, I would say this man can get a woman, but game and experience is another. I would think 100% this is correct. Merciless 6 asked a question. Says, Lucario, my dude, you and I had a friendly debate in the past about if the wall exists or not. Care to share your insight on why you said it doesn't keep the game from brothers? I'm not going to get into that. We might get into that in the
next show.
I'll screen cap it. I want to make sure that we stay on. I want to make sure we stay on topic. Dallas Cowboys with the $2 super chat. I appreciate that. John Brown with the $5 super chat says, in the CPA, the certified public accountant world, bringing high-level escorts to company events, regardless of how much you spend, always leads to a big return on investment. So there's John co-signing on what Kevin just said. When you have hot girls with you, good things happen because men want to be around hot girls. Hell, women want to be around hot girls. Nate Dogg says, Myron showing us receipts. Yeah, Myron, don't think we that. Like,
she's a dancer too at one of the top clubs here. Walking like I talk it, baby.
You gotta go. Like, listen, if you
no. She knows.
Good.
That's how I roll.
Just the Red Pill Chauvinist says, shout out to the entire panel. Collaboration and conversation are key when it comes to conversational skills. Kev dropped some top echelon game. Hashtag MOTU. I have no idea what that is. If somebody can tell me. No? Yes? Jap, talk to me about standards. Because, and I think you could probably speak to this. I think that high level non-black women have much higher standards than high level black women. Now you've dealt with good. Now you don't have as much experience in the Snow Bunny world, so you haven't really had the opportunity to fuck with many 10s. You stay in it long enough, you will. A guy with your game, your couth, obviously you're a high value guy. But what's the main difference in terms of a good looking black woman standards and a good looking white girl standards?
Well, it's just how they view long term. I think that just with white women, they have a long game. You know what I'm saying? Black chicks, urban chicks, they have a short game. It's just, like I said, to make it to Friday. White bitches are trying to get the bag for the long haul. You know what I'm saying? They pick better dudes that, to get pregnant by. You know what I'm saying? And they secure wealth. Black women secure hood nigga heavy wallet knots. You know what I'm saying? Right. They secure rubber band money. White bitches are securing checks, bonds.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Stock options, shit like that. This shit is over a bitch's lace front right now. This shit don't resonate with the lace front wearers of the world right now. And that's why they're in the position that they're in. Because, and one thing about the what I've noticed with the knockouts, the bad white bitch knockouts, they have a better success rate of not being bitches that end up being bartenders. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Or you know what I'm saying? Like they know when to cash in and get in while the getting is good. Like you look at that bitch Malaya, what was it? Malaya Trump wife?
Oh, Melania. Yeah.
Melania Trump. That's a bitch that knew her age was coming, and she was like, "Listen, let me cooperate and let me, because I'm fine. My titties is hard. My shape is right. This ain't gonna last forever. I need to make the right move, because she could be out here smoking cigarettes, fucking with a biker, ride on the back of a bike. You know what I'm saying? Fucking with a nigga that's selling crystal meth.
Right.
But she chose better. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of black bitches don't choose, they choose rubber band money. They don't choose the plumbers, the electricians, the guys who own their own companies. They don't see that.
Listen, check it out.
It's not exciting for them.
It's the guys who have more money in their pocket than they do in their bank account. That's
Correct.
what it comes down to.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to. Real quick, Purple Clouds with the $10. And well said there, Jeff. Very, very well said. Purple Clouds with the $10 super chat says Justice League teaming up, saving men's lives. Salute. Isaac Talon with the $2 super asks, when you get the 10, do you?
Hell no. Hell no, bro. I'll answer that for you, bro. You don't eat the booty on super hot girls, man. You don't do that shit, period. But
See,
hot girls, it's even worse, man.
Real quick, Myron. And I'm not trying to bag on the guy, but this is why we're doing the show. Guys, listen, 10s are people too. They burp, they fart, and they shit just like the rest of us. You think because the girl is a 10, her asshole's gonna taste like whipped cream and fucking cherries? No, of course not.
Donovan, I gotta speak on this, bro.
Uh-oh.
True story. All right.
No. Oh, you're not gonna make me throw up, are you?
Listen.
Oh no, I'm afraid.
Fellas. So I'm in Illinois. I'm at work, right? This is probably in my mid-20s. I'm at work.
Oh shit.
Badass bitch come in here. She fine in a motherfucker. I'm talking about she fine in a motherfucker to where she's so goddamn fine. I'm in my mind like, I'm not gonna holler at this bitch. She's like, I'm not about to get turned down. So I say something anyway. Boom, I get the bitch, I get a number, whatever like that. We kicking it. We hit it off. We're dating. She's bringing me around. Her family, we're having fucking dinners and shit. Going to the Alhambra Palace, if you ever been to Chicago.
Alhambra. Yeah. I know you're right.
Yeah. We're going there, all this shit. I finally fucked the pussy, right? Now, the bitch is bad. Listen, I finally get the pussy. This bitch is a fucking certified 10. This bitch, literally, real talk, I don't want to say her name, but she was Miss Illinois.
Oh,
she won Miss Illinois. She had the little tiara. She is Miss Illinois. I fucked her in her apartment, and her pussy smelled like complete fucking death.
Don't tell me.
It was the worst smell. This bitch pussy, nigga. I was so mad. You know what I'm saying? This bitch, I'm telling you, she's Miss Illinois.
Oh, no.
You can see the collarbone. The bitch is gorgeous. Her pussy was the nasty. Her shit smelled like Lower Wacker Tent City, nigga.
God.
Wow.
Nigga, I had cut her off. I broke her heart. Really? I literally broke her fucking heart because like she don't even know that's why. She does not know.
She know now.
I'm gonna keep it 100. I was already in the pussy, so I just turned my head to the side and got mine off. But I'm just keeping it real. I fucked Miss Illinois and her pussy. I'm telling you, this bitch looked like she could have sang with Destiny Child and fought with Beyonce for the mic.
Oh my
This bitch
God.
is that goddamn fine. And her pussy smelled like motherfucking Compton. You know what I'm saying? Compton sewer system, man. And I'm telling niggas right now, I don't give a fuck how good these bitches look. Stop eating these bitches pussy because these bitches are bacteria-based bitches. That's my take on that shit.
I'll say this, Jeff. She's gonna want you even more though, because she's gonna feel like she got rejected. Because I always say it, cute girls can't take L's, man. So if you like ghost the girl that's hot, right, and like you built a connection, she's gonna chase after you big time.
Everything was right. I was vibing with her. Everything.
Damn, Javum. I'm sorry for your loss, bro.
That pussy smelled so fucking bad. Nigga, I washed my dick with a vengeance. Nigga.
I think what we just witnessed here was history. Jap is the first man in the history of everything to fuck a 10 and take the L.
He took an L with 10.
He's talking about the pussy. Nah, Isaac Talon wants to eat the booty. Now, listen, I'm not going to make fun of you. I'm not going to make fun of you if you eat the booty. We all have our sexual kinks. It's not something I would do, but if you do, I'm not going to hate on you, right? But the answer to my question is, when you get to 10s, do you eat the booty? No. Don't
They
you-
need to
that will-
start smelling these bitches' pussy before
Man,
they
oh, man.
Well,
the-
it
the
violates.
deal
It violates.
Miss Illinois. That's what I try to tell you. Chicago bitches are the worst. Miss Illinois pussy was disgusting, nigga.
It violates the first rule of tens.
And you would have married her.
They are community property.
That's right.
Yep, I've always
That
said
is
that.
the first rule of tens. They belong to the game.
I think we could.
Why would you eat the game's booty?
Oh, shit. Oh my God.
Yeah, like I think a lot of guys are fundamentally like, yo, you guys got to understand that when you deal with very attractive women, they deal with the top echelon of men from all
All
facets.
the time.
You're
Yes.
talking about rappers, top hedge fund guys, fucking financial high up financial guys, celebrities, athletes, whatever it may be. So they understand that their currency is their looks and their sexuality and everything else. So if she doesn't take care of herself, that's a big L. So Jab, I'm sorry to hear that, bro. But but the other thing too is just like Kevin's saying, like they belong to the streets, guys. So you got to understand that like you can't put yourself in a compromising position. She's already like rubbing elbows with the top echelon of people. By you subjecting yourself and eating ass and doing these things, that says something about you, that you're a fucking weirdo. Because here's the thing. Hot girls will put you in a box. If you're like one of these feet motherfuckers and you pay for feet pictures or you have like a weird ass fetish, she's automatically going to put you in a weirdo box and not want to fuck with you at the same level and charge you for that sexual gratification that you enjoy. These girls are vultures if you allow them to be, and they'll monetize your dumb ass if you let them. So if you show weird kinks that you like that, they're going to take you to the fucking cleaners, man. So Kev, that was a great point you brought up.
And see what it said. What it tells me is the guys look at these women as they're something other than women. So what they're basically saying is, I need to baby face and make love to these women because that way I can keep them longer than I should. No, they're there for a good time, not a long time. And here's the thing. You're trying to make her yours. You can't afford it in your wallet and in your mentality. You cannot keep a woman that's a 10 that's cashing out gets a president, not gets a Donald Trump. They don't get a CPA.
Right.
You don't want those problems, bro. You really don't.
And it's almost like a president is really, and we say that 8s, 9s, and 10s really belong to the game, and it's true. This doesn't mean that taming an 8, a 9, or a 10 is impossible. They are tameable. However, in order to tame an 8, a 9, or a 10 takes so much time, it's just not worth it.
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of working, and we always get these red pill guys. I don't care how hot she is. If she fucks up one time, she's fucking gone. Oh, shut the fuck up. Any guy who says, I don't care how hot she is, has never been with a hot fucking girl. Right. It's like a trans. And again.
Nah, I don't care how hot she is.
Well, but that's you. That's you. That's me. That's the guys on this panel.
Right.
Guys,
we talking about the regular dudes.
Right. Anybody who says, I don't care how hot she is a guy who clearly doesn't have experience with 10s.
Right.
Even when you have experience with 10s, having the presence of mind to understand that you are being stupefied by her beauty puts you 10 miles ahead of anybody. 10 miles ahead of anybody. Solo, what are your thoughts? Because you've dealt with white women and black women. Kind of piggyback off what I asked Jap. What's the difference between a black woman, a good-looking black woman standards and a good-looking white woman standards?
Well, one thing, Donovan, I want to mention first is, and this goes back to what you were saying, is a lot of guys pedestalize these hot girls, right?
Yes.
And one of the things that when I first started to get into my red pill game journey, whatever you want to call it, in 2008, I got used to talking to all types of women to the point that 8s, 9s, and 10s, it didn't matter. I didn't get gas off their looks.
Right.
And that's what guys have to do. You have to be comfortable talking to gorgeous women, beautiful women, like they're just regular chicks. And the only way you can obtain that is by what? By getting that experience. So if you don't have that experience, you're going to see a hot chick and you're going to all of a sudden ask these weirdo questions about, should I eat her booty or not? Should I pay her rent or not? Like, it's just weirdo shit, right?
Listen, as if the asshole of a 10 is going to taste like fucking cherry-flavored Lifesavers or some shit. No!
I got to say this, too, man. Y'all motherfuckers got to stop doing that type of shit because these bitches tell people.
Yes!
And it's like, I got a friend from the bitch that I know. She got her ass and she got her ass done, her titties done. You know what I'm saying? She she lit. She going to all the parties and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? She was telling me, nigga flew out. She didn't even give him the pussy. She's telling me this shit. He's like, yeah, this nigga ate my ass for 3 hours.
Oh,
moaning.
Jesus.
This goofball ass fat nigga with dreadlocks, and he had a lot of rubber band money because that's all that bitch chases, rubber band money and weed. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But the bitch is bad though. But she's telling random people, you know what I'm saying, about this, how this nigga is. I'm not gonna say nothing like, damn, bro, you know ass. But I'm like, these hoes will keep that shit. She's not gonna keep it a secret, but she will keep that shit, use it against you. And they laugh. They're laughing behind your back. Believe it or not, they're laughing at you behind your back.
As far as eating booty is concerned, there are girls that like it when men eat the booty. But just because she likes it doesn't mean that she doesn't think that ain't some nasty shit. Mason S., I appreciate you being a member. You will always eat the booty? Bruh, listen,
Yo.
Some dudes like that shit.
So I want to say this. Yo, Jeff, what you just said, my girl's listening in, and she said, that's 100% true. Strippers talk, girls talk.
Yes.
She literally wrote it to me in a note and said, tell him what he said is true.
It's a dude.
When you guys do dumb shit, girls know.
It's a dude who come in the bar and she be like, here comes booty eating D. They call it booty eating D.
Check it out.
I'm like, oh my God. Because, and the thing is, they open up to you when you not thirsty for their ass. And another thing too, they see me with a lot of dime bitches, so they're like, this nigga get bitches, we can talk to him. I might fuck around and fuck the bartender down the line. I might fuck around and slip up and land in the pussy. But that's how comfortable they get. And then when they get comfortable, they start talking to you like a friend. And then they start telling you about how these niggas eating their ass, flying them out, doing all this shit. They are laughing at you.
Let me add something to this on a different spin, if it's okay, Donovan.
No, go ahead, man. You got it.
When we start talking, now this is the stripper in the 10 game. I want to talk about the high-end escort. They are paid for the exact opposite of everything you just heard. They're paid for their discretion.
Yes.
This is why the VP of marketing called me up, because he was having an ongoing 3+ year relationship with Debbie of Dallas. Debbie of Dallas knew that all she had to do was call a local reporter or someone she could leak it out and destroy this man and injure this company and impact hundreds of thousands of people, stockholders alike. But high-end escorts at this level are paid for their discretion. So that is one way you can also tell what kind of 10 you're dealing with. Yeah. If they are openly talk about booty eating Derek, then you need to know that. But there are also women that you gotta ask yourself, how do guys keep these kind of women in line? They keep these kind of women in line with their resources, because something Donovan said earlier, you don't have time enough to sit there and manage a 10's emotions. Your resources are like the ball of yarn that keeps her Melania Trump shit in check to where she's standing like this.
Yep, that's it.
Go ahead.
That's the way it works. Let me read off some super chats because they are coming in hot and heavy. Pimped Out Geese says, please tell me there will be a replay uploaded somewhere. This gold needs to be immortalized. I don't know that I can download videos. Actually, you know what? I can do that. This most certainly is not staying on YouTube.
Oh no.
No. This is going straight to Patreon. Give me 2 seconds. Okay. Raymond Sharpe, no relation, says women need to learn how to clean down there. Yeah, you'd be surprised. Bulldog Mindset said I had to give $20 for that story. He's talking about Jeff's story. Appreciate that. JX Flex, a $2 super chat, says preach, and I skipped over. I hate it when it does this and skips over all kinds of stuff. Here we are. Give me a second. Calvin Baldwin with the $5 super chat says apparently Miss Illinois was rubbing elbows with sewer rats too. Chris Von Erich with another big $100 super chat. That is 2 weeks in a row for CVE. Says great panel here.
Shout out to Chris.
Shout out to Chris, man.
Hell yes. Isaac Talon with the $5 super chat. This is the guy that asked about eating the booty of a 10. So as a follow-up, is a dime still a dime if she turns out to be a weirdo sexually? Well, of course she is. Like, listen, when we are talking about 10s, We're talking about strictly the way she looks. Listen, she could be psychologically damaged. Doesn't matter. She's still a 10. We'd fuck her. We fuck her because she's a 10.
This guy Isaac is asking rookie questions, man. Yo, most girls that are like super hot aren't even that good in the sack. If I'm going to keep it real,
I was
they're
just
really
about to say that shit.
They're really not. And I just want to add to something. Kevin brought up a good point. In the club, the girls talk about your ass like if you do some weird shit, they laugh at you. But outside the club, you pay for the discretion. They charge you more outside the club because it's that's where the discretion comes in. So Kevin's 100% right on that. But yeah, man, yo, Isaac, you're asking some rookie questions, bro. You need to go like remedial, bro.
What Isaac needs to do is stay away from these kind of women.
Well, for now, because it's this level. But guys, you don't listen, dude. So if I'm fucking 6s and 7s and 8s regularly for a year, I'm ready for 10s. No, you're never really ready for 10s. Okay, you can be a little more prepared, but you're never ready for 10s, man. And if you're listen, there's nothing wrong with you if you're asking questions like that. You want to know, but this is some next level game type shit. We're gonna get into strip club game here in just a second.
Ooh, yay.
That's mine. There.
Chat says some guys I hear flexing the wrong way. Merciless 6, interesting comment, $5 super chat. He says black 10s care about popularity, white 10s care about the economic longevity. Black adult entertainments are in the dirt post career. White ones have brands. Very, very, very well said. So now we're going to sort of not really transition, but we're gonna switch gears here. Now we're going to talk about strip club game. And a lot of guys think they want to go and, fuck strippers. Why do we want to fuck strippers? Because they're strippers. I'm going to give you guys just a few things. Just before you even think about walking into a strip club and just pointing bitches out to fuck, you're going to need a few things. Number one, you're going to need drugs, guys.
Drugs. And Candyman. Yes.
Let me go ahead and get this. Let me go ahead and get this disclaimer in here. I, Donovan Sharpe, am neither advocating nor am I endorsing the use or purchase of illegal drugs. I am merely advising you of one of the elements that is necessary to strip club game. What you do with this advice is 100% your responsibility. Hashtag just say no to drugs. So let me get on with that. As far as drugs, I'm not talking about weed. Weed is legal just about everywhere and everybody has access to it. Nah, I'm talking meth. I'm talking cocaine, heroin, pills, Oxycontin, Vicodin, Percocet, the kind of shit that can and will get you locked up if you get caught with it.
Vicodin, Lortab, Soma, Oxycontin, Flexeril. They love all that shit, man.
This is long. And guys, you have to understand, this takes money and time, okay? But like a lot of things in life that everybody wants, it is going to take some risk. And don't get it twisted, guys. Don't get it twisted. You absolutely need drugs. Listen, there's a saying with guys who have an in with strip clubs, and that saying is money talks, drugs shout. Money is important. We need that. But
this show cannot stay up.
you gotta put this on Patreon now. That's what he said.
Listen, strippers love to party, and even though they love money, they've got a line of men giving money all night. What they don't always have is dudes bringing in that high-grade cocaine that has been stepped on 10 times and makes your entire face go numb when you put a little on your tongue. And don't try to give strippers low-quality shit. You'll fucking laugh you out of the club. The second thing you'll need, you need money. You need money. Guys, there's no free lunch, guys, especially with strip clubs. And I'm not talking about money for strippers. The money's not for strippers, guys. No, they're the last people whose palms you need to grease. The money, gentlemen, is for the bouncers.
Yep.
Money is for the DJ. The money's for the bartender. The guys who have access to these girls all the time. Those are the guys.
The undercover Vice cop.
Yeah.
So when they play the top song and they see you as a Saturday regular or a Thursday regular, that he doesn't follow your ass when you're leaving.
Hey, listen, there are always at least 2 Vice cops in high-level Vegas strip clubs. You can count on that. That's the fucking minimum. Number 3, and this is where it's next level game. You're going to need hot girls, guys. Strippers are people too. Okay, they're not aliens or some otherworldly beings. They're people. Now, granted, they look better than 95% of the population, and there are obviously a different set of rules when it comes to dealing with them in public, but they still abide by the same biological markers as the rest of the female population, not the least of which is pre-selection, right? Strippers aren't going to want to fuck you if they don't see you with hot girls, and that's all there is to it. That's just all there is to it.
Thank you.
Mr. Lucario, what is your salvo, your introductory paragraph on strip club game? What is the most important thing to Mr. Lucario as far as strip club game?
Right. Usually, the thing is this: I've fucked with a few strippers, but the thing was, since like I fucking hate strip clubs. Like I hate it with a passion.
Oh, I love them.
I can't stand that shit. It fucking makes me sick.
Oh wow. Okay. All right.
You know, and so the thing is, what I would do is I would actually like talk to like this is the thing. I know who the strippers are. You understand? When I talk to these women, I have a conversation with them, and I already see them, and they're like, "This chick is hot." And 8-9 times out of 10, it's a stripper I'm talking to based off of me seeing this type of chick. You feel what I'm saying? So when I see this type of chick, I'm like, okay, cool. So what I'm doing is I like to work outside the strip club, not actually inside the club.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Because what happens is that in the strip club, like you say, like I agree with what you were saying, is that there's a lot of that extra shit you got to do that I'm not doing at all. I'm like, fuck all that bullshit. So me, when I meet a chick who's outside of that, you understand what I'm saying? Like she's a stripper, but I'm not talking to her at work. You feel what I'm saying? I'm talking to her outside the spot. Even sometimes, even if because I've been to strip clubs,
Sure.
But there's women there where in the strip club, it's like you're in a whole nother fucking world, and it's it's like you have to sort of adapt to that world, and I'm not trying to adapt to that world. I want the chick to adapt to my world, so that's why I'm trying to get them outside. But that's just me. You know what I'm saying?
I love it. I love it.
That's the difference between, I guess, some people. I love the fucking strip club.
I would gladly take his. I would gladly take his assist.
Walk around in heels.
All right, so let me talk about this real quick.
Oh, go ahead.
Because strip clubs. All right, so this is my thing right here.
Oh, wait,
What my rotation?
Yeah, Kevin.
Go ahead, Kev.
All right, so let me come at it from how I got into it. I was a corporate salesperson, business to business sales. A lot of business gets done on golf courses,
Right,
and things like that. I could not play golf, but I decided I was not going to beat the guys playing golf. I was going to beat them with the strip club. I was in the strip clubs in Dallas and Houston Monday through Saturday for 4 years.
God damn.
And the thing is, I was there so much that I knew when the clubs would open, I would be on the VIP list. I personally hosted the New Year's Eve party, the Valentine's Day party, and the Halloween party in VIP. If you know anything about strip clubs, those are the busiest days.
Oh yeah.
Dallas Cowboys could not get in because I had it. Why was this so effective? Because I would go to the strip clubs during lunch and take clients there, get business done. I would get girls, and I made no bones about it. Certain clients are difficult. If I had a $10,000 contract, Dion, you get 10% of the face value, cash off the barrelhead. So women wanted to work with me. My client got what he wanted. I got what I wanted, and I still had in with those girls. The day game is completely different than the night game.
Yes, it is.
The day game is for the business people. The night game is for the guys like Donovan and I who love the game. Yeah, I love watching the hustle. I love going in with beautiful women and watching the girls dance with the girls. When you become so good in the strip club, they call you home base. When girls use you to set up other dudes and say, there's a bachelor party coming in here. Kevin, we want to set you down here, and the girls are dancing and grinding on you. I never had. You get to a point, guys, where you don't pay for anything.
So now press 1.
You don't pay for anything except what you choose to pay
37 seconds.
You don't pay for anything except what you choose to pay for, and you can become such a fixture and such a commodity for these clubs that the clubs will start vying for you to start coming to their club to help set it off. See, it's a different thing. I can understand why guys don't like going to strip clubs, but I love the game. And I would tell you this last thing. You would see some guys, or you would learn some of the best sales techniques, turnarounds, and everything else. Because strippers are great salespeople. They're great salespeople because they break dudes daily. And they keep coming back for more. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass it off, but we could talk about this part of it all day. I live this shit.
So that little snippet out, and I'm gonna sell that shit. I'm on that one. What you got, Myron?
Yeah. So all right. So just like Kev was saying, like the big thing is the big thing with strip clubs, you deal with bartenders, any girl that makes money off the way she looks, and you're trying to pull her from her place of employment. The number one thing is you cannot enter the customer frame. So. what I mean by that is that you can't spend a fucking dollar on her. I don't care if she's the bartender or whatever it may be. You have to go to another bartender, get your drink, whatever, and all that. Now, number two, when it comes to dealing with what I call hired guns, basically girls that like are getting paid for the way they look in some kind of establishment, especially if you're trying to meet her at her place of employment, you need pre-selection. And Kev was touching on this earlier, which is big. You need to go in there with other girls to show that, because here's the thing, man, girls are hive-minded. So they need to see other women vouch for you for them to take you serious, especially attractive women. Like attractive women play by almost a different set of rules, almost where they need to see you with other bad chicks to take you seriously, right? So they know that you're not a trick, you're not a low value bum, you're not a weirdo, etc. And best believe if you're like with a girl and like, you know, like you're like you're on like a sugar daddy type vibe, or like she doesn't respect you, the other girls are gonna pick up on that too. So these have to be women that respect you, because they will talk and she'll get that vibe when she's talking to your girls, if the girls really fuck with you or if they're just taking you for your money on some wallet bullshit. So you got to go in there pre-selection. What I'll do is I'll take girls that like I deal with, that are like I date or whatever, that like I know have genuine desire for me, and I'll bring them to these establishments and they'll see me with these girls and they'll see the way these women move with me, and then boom, pre-selection, and you can't buy that. So like girls automatically know you're the real deal. And then if you do make a pass at them and you say, hey, what's up, whatever, they're going to be way more open to getting to know you, talk to you, whatever. They're going to give you the time of day. That's really what this is about, is getting the time of day, because you don't want to enter through the wrong frame where you don't get the time of day. Because if you pay money, then she's like, all right, I could take this for it's over, because then she's going to look at you as a customer, and no girl is going to want to pretty much put herself in a position where she can't make more money, because she knows once she has sex with you or dates you or takes you any type of way romantic, that paycheck is stopping. So she's definitely not going to fuck with you. So the two biggest things is pre-selection and not entering the customer frame, which is where guys fuck up every single time when they meet girls that are what I call hired guns. So Kev touched on a bunch of it. So yeah, that's my look.
I want to add on to what the brother's saying. You know, he's exactly right. You don't want to, get put in the trick category. But you have to understand, if we're talking about this and the goal is to get at a stripper bitch or to gain the attention of a stripper bitch, you have to be in a situation where you can keep her attention. So you have got to go to the strip clubs or go to the bars on the days that are not popping.
There you go.
Because when it's the dead time, going to a dead strip club is okay. Because that is when you'll be able to sit down. You're not tricking. That bitch gonna come fuck with you at the bar, whatever like that. She don't got no dances. She can sit down and talk to you or whatever. You can work and move. You want it to be dead. You don't want to go when it's lit, where it's nothing but everybody throwing money around, and then you're trying to implement what we're talking about. Like, yeah, I'm not spending money. She's not even thinking about you. You're not even gonna get no attention when it's crowded. Go when it's not crowded. Go like, listen, go with, yo, this is happy hour. I got some bullshit time right now.
Tuesday at 3:00.
It's a Wednesday. I'm gonna go. I know it's dead, and I can, I don't have to wait in line. And don't go to all that shit, because that shit is too hectic. You can sit down and chop it with this bitch. You know what I'm saying? You might be able to pull. I fucked a few stripper bitches, and like Donovan said, they be on drugs. Them bitches drink all day.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
All day. They're intoxicated all the time, so their behavior is going to be very erratic. You know what I'm saying? So these bitches are temporary. Don't think that you're going to have something long term with a stripper. My brother was dating a stripper bitch, and had shot at the bitch. I had to pull this motherfucker. Damn. I'm like, what the fuck? This bitch is bad as hell. She's in the Twister video. Gorgeous. This bitch had this nigga going through hell. He thinking that he gonna be able to keep and tame a stripper bitch.
No.
She belongs to the game. She's temporary. And you have to enjoy your turn and your experience. Just enjoy your turn. And when you come at it like that, you'll be a lot less frustrated. But the only way you're gonna be able to get a stripper bitch is when it's kind of dead. I don't, unless that bitch is really liking you. When it's popping, she just gonna stop getting money and go talk to you. It's not realistic. And I like to be realistic about this shit. Go on the dead days. Go to the
and I want to add a little bit to what Jap is saying. So a place that you guys, because there's two ways to get them. You can get them either at their place of business where you're going to have to run pre-selection, not enter the customer frame, be really diligent, keep your game on point. Or the other way you can meet girls that are like, hired guns are a lot of them are on seeking arrangement. Now, here's the thing, man. A lot of guys go on there and they just straight up pay for sex, or they like pay girls for dates and shit. And that's not what you want to do. You never want to do that, because if you pay for that shit, she's not going to take you seriously. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of you guys aren't capable of doing what Kev is talking about doing. Like, I'm just going to keep real. Kev is on some other stuff. He's using them for access to propel himself.
But I started as a middle class guy making $45,000 a year.
Yeah. So Kev is on some advanced stuff, but like for the rest of you guys will pay for the girl just to hang out with you, which is like a big difference. Like Kev is using it to propel himself. Some of you guys will do it for the wrong reason. So what I say is, if you're going to go on seeking and meet these girls, you got to treat them like they're a normal girl. It's a date, whatever it may be. Because if you do enter the customer frame with them, they're also going to look at you as a trick. So you can find them on seeking arrangement, but you have to be careful and have really tight game, because these girls are used to dudes giving them PPM or pay per meet, or they're used to like guys paying them just to go on dates and shit like that. So you can't get fleeced on some bullshit with these girls, because they're really sharp. You know what I mean? A lot of these girls make a living off seeking arrangements. So you got to go in there and not let them fleece you.
Okay, let me get to.
I got my own seeking arrangements, and this is the trick phone right here.
Can you guys hear? Hey, you guys can hear me, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you good? You good?
I didn't see my thing jump, and I was like, "What the fuck is going on?" My bad. Sentinel Rex with the $10 super chat says, men need to be more aware of their own value. I'm not exactly a wealthy man, but I give off the appearance of a high value man. Perception is everything. Real talk. File 1, $2 says, this is all gold. I'm taking notes. Liberty Prime says, strippers are overrated, paying top dollar for blue balls. This is exactly what he was talking about. This is exactly what he was talking about. Money never is, just like Myron said, as soon as money changes hands, you're a customer. And if as soon as you're a customer, you will never fuck her for free. You might fuck her, but it's cost you some money. Here's another thing, guys. Strippers are they're the Swiss Army knives of the strip club. Strippers don't just dance on the pole. Strippers will bartend. Strippers will sometimes DJ. Strippers will come and dance with you. Strippers will what are some of the other jobs? I mean, strippers
promote
their waitress.
Right.
What I don't understand is Donovan. I'm sorry. He says strippers are overrated. You're listening to 6 men talk about this entire thing from this side to business,
right?
And that's all you get out of this.
Well, I think. Well, I think what he's trying. Well, listen, I agree with you, but that mentality that just says to me when he says strippers are overrated, paying top dollar for blue balls, you paid stripper. You cannot. Right. If there's a bad bitch in the strip club, you want to fuck. If you want to buy it,
a lot of guys got to understand this too, man. What you are fucking, and what you're doing, all this spending and doing all these acts to try to get is community pussy.
Yep.
Because strippers are hoes. They are hookers. They are prostitutes.
Right.
Point blank. Period.
They're all the above.
Right.
They are all prostitutes. Bitches, and I tell motherfuckers like this: a bitch that's taking her clothes off, shaking her ass. You like, oh, she don't sell pussy. You're fucking lying. If she will,
I've converted many of them.
She fucks her baby daddy for the fucking free. She will fuck any of you niggas for a fee. So when the club get crowded, somebody is willing to that damn drunk and that damn horny. They will pay her price. You know what I'm saying? And she will fuck. Again, something that she's doing already with a nigga that she probably hates for free. She will do it if you gave her some paper because she's already asshole naked. So at the end of the day, a lot of you niggas, man, y'all doing too much. Y'all making love to strippers, eating them out, tongue kissing them, not wearing your rubbers. You're doing a whole lot of shit. These top 10 bitches get nutted in more than ugly bitches. Think about
what I think, man. There's a now. When I'm talking about when I was in Dallas, I'm at the men's club, the Lodge. I'm talking about high end white strip clubs. I'm not talking about this gutter bucket shit.
No, fuck that.
You talking about VIP? Hold on. Let me make what?
there are fine ass 10s, and what this is the problem with the 10s. They get the most raw dick because idiots who have never had a 10 are going to go raw and try to nut in her to keep her.
Well, I'll put it this way. I'm not gonna argue that point. The point I'm going to make is it's about some guys are just fucking cheap.
Yep.
And you cannot play with beautiful women and be cheap. Deal with average or below average women because you want beauty for free. Beauty costs.
It absolutely. Beauty does cost, and it beauty costs, and for guys with game, it never costs us money. But guys, guess what? It costs us time. It does.
Right, that's what I'm about to say. It's gonna, that's because I like to pay with my mouthpiece. You feel what I'm saying?
But you have a lifetime. But how much? Like I told Jap, how much money
is going to keep the bitch?
All right, guys. What
if some niggas trying to keep that bitch, that's when the money comes in. But I think any nigga with a mouthpiece can get their chance with the bitch you get the hot turn. You get a turn. But if you want to keep this bitch, yeah, money is involved. But if you just want to get your turn, you can game her. You can game that bitch. I mean,
well, the better your the better your mouthpiece, the less comes out of your pocket. But still, what happened?
Facts.
Failure. You had to have experience. That costs. Everything costs. You just don't want it to cost you money, and you definitely don't want it to cost you time because time is a more valuable commodity than money, I think. Spartacus Jackson with the $10 super chat says, "I don't eat the groceries, but I will put my thumb in the groceries. The first piece leave though, and I haven't had one to tell me stop yet. I'm a nasty dog, and I don't care. Hey, man, I'm not mad at you. They murder $2 super chat. I appreciate that. Spencer with the $5 super chat asks a very interesting question. He says, "Is it better to appear wealthy and be broke, or appear normal and actually have investments and savings when it comes to 10?"
I could say this. I can do this one. So my thing is, you want to subtly display that you have money. So I think a big mistake that a lot of dudes is they try to flex a little too hard, and when you try too hard, it comes off as very unattractive because when you flex too hard from a financial standpoint, what you're subconsciously telling the woman is, I don't really bring much else to the table. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So what you got to do is what I do is on dates, and I was telling some of my guys this, when you go on a date with a girl, a way to flex that you have money without being, and this is a game changer for you guys, without being an over idiot, is when the bill comes, you just put your card down and don't look at the check and say, thank you very much. Hand it off. Don't sit there and analyze and try to calculate all that shit. Just put your card down and give it to her. And then she's going to look at it. Cause let's face it, when you're on a date with a girl, especially first date, when that check comes, it's the critical moment. Cause it's okay, is this dude a cheapskate? It's going to say a lot about you as a man. So when you, and then if she does try to, I always laugh when girls pull out their wallet and make it look like they want to pay. I tell her, hey, put that shit away. Don't insult me. You know what I mean? I'll tell her, hey, put that shit away. Don't fucking insult me. And I'll put my card, not even look at the bill, put it down, give it. And then that basically is a way to flex without flexing. And it's very minute and it's not try hard. So that's
I don't think you should try to appear anything. You should be what you are, period. You understand what I'm saying? And I think coming from that mindset of trying to appear wealthy in order to attract, you know what I'm saying, the woman is kind of weak. Because this is the thing I liked about what Kevin was talking about, where he was saying that he's in positions where he gains access to certain things. He's not paying to get the girl or paying to get a girl to like him. He's doing things that put him in position to be around certain people so that he can utilize those situations to up his level of situations. You see what I'm saying? That's different. What some guys are thinking about is, I want to look a certain way, or I want to act a certain way, or I want to pretend to be a certain way in order for the girl to think I'm this way, and then maybe that's going to get her to like me. And so by you doing that in the first place, you're coming from a frame of neediness because you're trying to do all this extra shit to try to get the girl to like you for something you're not that guy. You know what I'm saying?
Can I do that real quick?
What you got, Solo?
Let me add this.
I think that anytime, and Lucario, I think you would agree with me, anytime you go out in the field, whether you're just running some errands or you're going out and about, you should always dress to impress. You feel me? Now, it shouldn't be from the mindset, I'm dressing like this because I'm trying to pick up chicks. You should be dressing comfortably where you don't look like Homer Simpson when you step out. You feel me? You want to dress to a point where maybe you got some nice dress pants on or slacks and a nice blazer or what have you. Not because I'm trying to impress girls, but you want to feel comfortable Because guess what? When you dress good, you feel good. There's psychology behind it, and I believe it. Because every time I used to go rock a suit when I hit the field, shout out to Kevin, I felt like $1 million. I felt like a millionaire for real. You know what I'm saying? So there's a psychology behind how you dress. Because when you dress good, you feel good, and that's facts.
Let me say something. I need to understand. I dress this way, and I've been dressing this way since I was 5, 6, 7, 8 years old. I got pictures that prove it. But let me tell you something. Trying to be something you're not is a losing proposition because you know you're lying.
Right.
You know you're lying, number one. So it's near impossible to remain consistent. Number one. Number two, if you've ever played poker, big bank takes little bank. A lot of these girls have more money than you. A lot of the 10s I've dealt with had far more money than me. They were touching $10, $20, $40, $50,000 a month. So, and you're trying to play with Dallas Cowboys? Come on, man. It's a losing proposition. And the last thing is, the worst thing is to do something like Myron. Let's say you're trying to fake it, and then a guy like Myron comes up with a real black card. You're gonna get outspent.
Yeah, no, for sure. And the guys, the big thing here, the big takeaway from what Lucario and Kev said is it's got to be congruent to you. So if you are broke, don't do shit like that. I'm saying like because I think what the super chatter was asking was like, how do I display that I have money without being try hard? Or if I do have money, how should I be pretend that I'm broke or whatever?
Get a really nice watch.
Yeah. So if you do have money, you got to display your money in covert manners that like aren't try hard. But if you are broke, then you got to fuck. You shouldn't even be dating women. You need to focus on that.
Let me go from a standpoint. 3 things where you can show money without showing money: frames, your fragrance, your footwear. Your frames, your fragrance, and your footwear. There's a difference between Ray-Ban and Cartier. There's a difference between Rolex and Invicta. There's a difference between Ferragamo, Tom Ford, or Keds. And then the last thing is that watch or French, and then I mentioned them fragrance, but that watch, man, you don't want to ice it up. You want to keep your stuff bone stock. Don't put a bunch of flashy shit on it. But if you have a nice AP watch, let it be an AP watch.
And one last trick: whiten your teeth and get them straightened. That's one of the most honest ways to demonstrate higher value that you have expendable income is taking care of your teeth and your hygiene in general. Like this all builds upon itself, but like teeth and having them straight and clean, huge.
And girls with stuff. Girls, they paint the picture. They see you with the Invictus watch on. They see you with the Cartier frames. They know you're smelling good. And they listen. Hot girls know their colognes. They're around high value men who wear nice cologne. They understand.
Shout out to Kev for giving me the advice on the cologne. I just got that Chanel blue in. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you talking about Bleu de Chanel?
Yeah.
Bleu de Chanel.
This is one thing I wanted to add on, what y'all was saying, man. And we gotta speak to the people, man. Like a lot of guys are not knowing that dimes, bad bitches, strippers are human fucking beings.
Yep.
They're
facts.
They are regular people. Their hair is not done all the fucking time. You know what I'm saying? These bitches actually have pussies that are activated. They want to have a sex life. They want to have a sex life. So you gotta understand, this bitch has a regular day when she's not working, where she might go to the club, see a nigga like you. If you talking right, you might activate her pussy. So you have got to, you know what I'm saying, not make this bitch subhuman just because she's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Keep that bitch on a low level and she will respect you. I don't know what it is about bitches, but they love to be treated terribly. When I treated bitches like the queens that they supposed to be, I got stepped on. When I treated bitches like shit, they're banging on my door and they're crying. Why don't you talk to me?
Listen, let me make this distinction. Jap is 100% correct. And well, Jap is 100% correct. But here's why treating a girl like shit works almost all the time. Because hoes don't know how to act when niggas treat them like ladies.
Preach.
Hoes know they're hoes. and they talk, oh, I'm a queen and I need to be treated like this, but deep down inside, they know they ain't shit. So when a man comes along and treats them like a princess, you're subconsciously telling her, I don't know what I'm doing with women. I don't see and recognize the fact that you are a low value woman who is not worthy of being treated like a lady. And so when sluts see a man who can't recognize the difference between a lady and just a fucking hoe, she will punish you with the fury of 1,000 suns because you don't know. You're going to learn one way or another. You're either going to learn the hard way. You're either going to learn the hard way with experience, or you're just going to have to get taught by other people. But again, if she's a high quality girl, if she's not a valuable woman, if she is a woman of potential quality, she will reward good behavior. If she is a hoe, she's going to punish good behavior. There's a big difference. Let me get to these super chats because they're coming in hot and heavy here. Random Donut with $5 Australian, I think that's roughly $7.50 US, says, how do I deal with another dude trying to pick up a girl I'm trying to pick up in the club? A big up from Australia. Not going to answer that because that's not what tonight's show is about. I appreciate the super chat. Day Murder, $10 super chat. Man, they're coming in. I smashed plenty of strippers just being chill and learned the hard way not to cuff when one left me for the promoter. Exactly. That's just what happens. There's always somebody with higher value. Black Wolf Inc., $10 super chat, says the game levels here are over 9,000. What do you think about Patrice O'Neal's 1 through 30 concepts when you rank women? You don't unfairly rank women to be close to what you like. 5 posing is an 8. That's a very complex question. I don't think I'm familiar with that. We might come around to that. I appreciate the super chat. Shout out to Insidious Purple, said $2 super chat, says showing my support. Great game. Jeremiah Bloink, $5 super chat. Is there a way out of the customer trap if you fall into it? The customer trap is not a friend zone, Jeremiah. Once you get put in it, you are not getting out of it. No. You give a dude, if you tip her $2 for bringing you your whiskey sour or your whiskey and Coke, that's it. You're never going to spend time with her for free. What you have done is you have put yourself into the customer category, and that's not a trap. It's not a trap. You put yourself there.
It's an L every time.
Yeah.
Move on.
Except with bartenders.
Well, now this is where
I fuck.
No, listen.
Bad bartenders.
Right, but this is
I was one of their regulars. After we fucked, though, I wasn't a regular no more.
You have to be familiar with the strip club. If you see midnight working the pole on Friday night, but then you see her on Saturday night at the bar, guess what? You got to go get your drinks from another cocktail waitress because, again, and strippers see you all the same. So when she's back on the pole or she's up there doing her thing and you're trying to holler at her, she's like, wait a minute, isn't that the guy that bought a whiskey sour for me last Friday night? She will remember. Now, if she was a bartender and you're not trying to smash, by all means, pay the bartender. King Life, $5 super chat, says footwear, fragrances, attire of choice.
Footwear, fragrances. Okay. All right. To basically come off as a classic. Look, man, I always get a classic pair of aviator frames. Simple aviator frames.
That's all I wear, dude.
Classic aviators. A great fragrance. Bleu de Chanel, Dior Sauvage, Acqua di Gio Profumo. Those are the only 3 any of you guys will need. Bleu de Chanel, Bleu de Chanel, Eau de Parfum. Dior Sauvage, Eau de Parfum. Acqua di Gio Profumo, Eau de Parfum. Black bottle, silver label. Footwear of choice, that's a broad one. You can never go wrong with a nice pair of Chelsea boots as a guy, or a cool pair of nice double monk straps and something like a cognac color brown. You can never really go wrong with those. And
I always tell guys trucker boots too. Those always add like an inch or 2 to your height.
Yeah, Chucker and Chelsea, they're the same thing, in the same family. And then attire of choice, man, I get a lot of mileage out of. You get a lot of mileage out of a black V-neck, a black crew neck T-shirt or a long sleeve T-shirt, and some nice denim, whether black or blue, and then put whatever shoes on. You can look very dressed up if your denim is right. So, guys, keep it simple. Keep it masculine. Throw a belt on with a nice masculine buckle. Don't try to go all overboard with it. But women want you to see you dress classic, masculine for the 99% of guys. Your style comes out later.
Okay, listen. I'm coming to you next, Solo. Listen, we got a lot of.
I got my belt buckle.
There you go, Bo.
Guys, listen, guys, I need your questions to be on topic, okay? If you want to know about fashion, go to Kevin's channel and ask about fashion. When we talk about fashion, you can ask those questions. I'm not answering questions that are not on topic. Check my aviators. I'm going to wear them for the rest of the show. Jones asks, why do women laugh at guys who can't get laid in being called losers, but when guys refuse to smash, they're called misogynists or not real men? Late. Not going to answer that question, D. Jones, for 2 reasons. Number 1, it's not on topic. Number 2, you can't fucking spell. Like, dude, you got to type. Dude, LAFF, refuse to smash, getting laid in. Like, what is this? What the fuck is this? Listen, and I'm not trying to be mean to you, D. Jones, but this is why dudes are losing out here. Because you talk like you text. I'm trying to smash. I'm trying to no. You got to type like a man to talk like a man. You guys got to quit all this millennial ease shorthand stuff. Take the extra 0.52 milliseconds and type the shit out. I appreciate the super chat, but you can't spell. Learn to spell. You guys are killing me out here. Jay Flex says, $2 super chat says, preach Donovan. Let's see. Swole is me. $2 super chat says, whoa, Donovan, what you said was very deep. Excellent. Hold on. I got a few more because they're coming in fast and furious. Black Wolf Inc. says, thanks for adding me to your group today, Kevin Samuels. It made my day. Appreciate that. Trucker says, Myron, 100% gents, teeth, feet, haircut, gym, attire. I would co-sign on that. The Chris Law Network, $3.
Oh, what's going on, man?
For chat. Say again.
I was just saying Chris Law.
Okay. Okay. So you know who that guy is. Merciless 6 with the $5 super chat says, silly question. Is there a difference between a strip club and a gentleman's club?
Yes.
Yes. Hold on. Yes and no. Answer yes and no. It depends upon who you ask. If a woman takes her clothes off in front of strangers for money, she works for a strip club. But she's not going to tell you she's a stripper. She'll tell you she's a dancer, she's an exotic dancer, or she works at a gentleman's club. It's the same as a grown-ass man who has a paper out telling everybody that he is a current events engineer distribution. Literally the same thing. Solo, what you got, man?
Oh, man, I don't really have anything else to add, man. So,
listen,
unless there's a new question.
There's a difference with that strip club and that gentleman's club. A gentleman's club, you'll do business with. You can meet motherfuckers you can do business with, possible real estate deals, shit like that. Where
that's just all semantics.
Of means meet to relax. But if you trying to get a pound of weed, couple packs of pills, couple jars of the motherfucking ecstasy, something like that, them the type of motherfuckers you're gonna meet in the strip club. See, business get handled over drinks and shit like that at the general club.
Good,
but
man.
drug transactions happen in shootouts.
See, in Texas,
I never thought of it that way. That's real, man. If you're looking at
Texas has this thing in Texas, there's a distinction between gentlemen's clubs and strip clubs, and it can be. Here's how it's determined by the caliber of their liquor license. Some, if you have to bring your own liquor, the women in Texas can dance nude. Okay, or if they serve only beer there, the women can dance in bikinis. If they can do that, or you can go all the way up to mixed drinks, up to liquor. But like BYOB, that kind of stuff are typically the only nude stuff. And then as far as like can be considered a gentleman's club, there is generally has to be a lunch service, not just evening. So they have to have a menu, serve food. So like Jap was saying, I used to no bullshit. I used to do a lot of business, corporate business for 4+ years in Dallas at the men's club, at the lodge, at the high-end gentlemen's clubs. And the funny thing is, you get to those thing, Donovan, where girls, they say they're in college and going to school.
Oh yeah, they're always.
Here's the funny thing: in Dallas, these girls, I knew not everyone, but you would have girls that would SMU, UT. Hell, there are a couple of girls who were in SMU Law, but those girls danced during the day. They had a shorter section because they were on some hustle stuff. Now, at nighttime, it becomes exactly the stuff we've been talking about all night. But the thing is, the gentlemen's clubs keep that kind of element away. Because they want to keep the Porsches and the BMWs and the Ferraris and shit out front. They don't want the shootouts and all that other kind of shit. So they keep you. But it's only like 3 or 4 clubs like that on any strip. The rest of them can be kind of risque.
And gentlemen clubs also typically get like a certain client type of woman too. Like they look for a certain type of woman. Like it's a difference in like they're looking for like the model type women.
So you can get like when I was heavy in the life. This is where Jenna Jameson and these kind of women will come to feature dance. So you can get a Jenna Jameson dancing at the lodge or the men's club, but you'll never get Jenna Jameson at Dallas Gentlemen's Club. But you damn sure will get the pimp's name Slick back up in that motherfucker. And you better be gone before 1:30 because the pimps come in.
Hey, Donovan, quick thing. All right, this is going on Patreon, right? So
yes.
Look. Okay, I'm gonna keep it real. Since Donovan won't say it, I'll say it. Just go in the strip club with a freaking 8-ball, y'all. Just say, you got that nose candy. She'll be in the back in the VIP room talking you off. Facts. That's all you need. That's it.
Listen, man.
Yes, that's all you need. 8-ball.
Listen,
Donovan, let's keep it 100. Let's keep it real.
See, I'm too square for the strip club shit. I ain't
gonna lie.
Yeah, same. I'm too square too.
I'm keeping 100.
I ain't gonna talk about it.
I'm keeping 100.
The reason why
I ain't never did coke.
Listen, the reason why
I did, but I'm just telling you what the game is.
I ain't never did coke.
I
don't fuck with drugs. I just fuck with liquor.
All right, listen, guys. I've sported my weight in cocaine, so I'm no stranger to that stuff. But what Solo said is 100% right, man. You got dudes throwing money at strippers all day. Money doesn't mean anything to strippers. We think, strippers are money. No, they can get money. All they got to do is go shake their ass. They get money. What they want is that fucking cocaine. What they want are those fucking pills. And if you're the guy who has the balls to give the bouncer a $100 handshake and be like, hey, do these girls like to party? Yup. Ashley and Kiki are in the back right now. Check it out. Here's what I got.
Yeah. Let me tell you, first off, what the currency of oxycodone, Xanax, Lexeril, what was it? Ambien. Look, dude, and you that is worth its weight in gold because, like Solo was saying, there are grades of this kind of stuff. But pills are things that they can drive around with in their car and not get necessarily get bumped for riding dirty. They can have an old bottle and have new pills in it and then have a prescription.
Now, I will have to say this to the guys. This is, for everybody on this panel, this is remedial to niggas like us. We not really fucking, like, this might be advice for y'all.
Dude, I'm trying to tell you, man.
I'm not really in the business of giving a fuck about fucking with a junkie bitch. That's
right. That's what I'm saying.
I've been 24 before, bro. I've done all that shit, bro. I don't fuck with all the bad ass stripper hoes.
Strippers are the worst.
Understand something. Okay, I want to be clear about something too. Understand something.
You have to fuck the stripper right now. Yes. Okay.
Hold on. Now I gotta be honest, dude. There's a difference level because a lot of times, I know plenty of women who they will get stuff for their clients.
There you
I'll
go.
put it this way. So anyway. That's why I said there's a difference in when you start talking about strip club game. There really is, because I don't to make it seem like all these women are just rank drug addicts and just laid out. That ain't what it is.
Like, so when you saying drug addict, people might think like this bitch is strung out, hitting her arm and doing all. It's bitches that I consider drug addicts that smoke 3 blunts a day.
Okay,
these hoes smoke weed all day. They drink all day. They want to get high. I get it. But I, as a player right now in the game that I am, especially being advised from a nigga like you, Kev, I'm not being around no old junky ass bitch.
Listen,
I like my hoes. I don't like how we smell.
Guys, listen. Not all strippers are the same, man. Just because a stripper does drugs doesn't make her a drug addict.
Right.
Listen, I'm not saying she's a drug addict.
Donovan, if you come to Minneapolis, that 8-ball is like the you're Thanos with that bitch. And you know it, Donovan. Keep it 100.
Hang on, guys. We got to clear this up because we got guys that are really listening.
Yeah, that's why I said.
not all strippers are created equal. Okay, there's some strippers who are potheads. Some strippers do blow on weekends. Stay away from the strippers that do heroin because
They
they're
are
not.
all alcoholics.
But no, they're not. See, that's why this is where black men get this shit fucked up. Oh no, Jack, let me say what I have to say. No, let me say what I have to say, dude. Let me say what I have to say. No, because a lot of times, okay, you gonna let me say what I have to say? A lot of times we have minds of metal, and if you ain't gone to the white strip club, if you've always gone to these nigga strip clubs, then you don't know what we're talking about.
The most blow.
No, if you don't, okay. Let me speak of what I know for 4 years of living in these places for 6, because guys are listening. All strip clubs aren't created equal.
No,
so don't listen. So do not think that just because you drinking is your drug, just because that's what the government says is legal and weed isn't, you still getting intoxicated. It's still an intoxicant.
Okay.
So one of the things that's difficult to do in strip clubs is to not be judgmental. You can't judge this game like you judge the other game. Or if you do, you'll put blocks on yourself. That's one thing I learned about living in this world, is that this is a very gray area.
It is, man.
When I came in, before I really understood what it was, I was very, very judgmental and naive until I actually started learning. Oh, okay. So that's why I'm gonna leave it.
I think also too, you gotta think about, are you compatible with that type of life or dealing with women in that capacity?
I'm compatible with
like Donovan's compatible. I'm not compatible with that shit, because the strippers that I fucked with, man, it was like, well, this is the thing. The thing is, because my little sister's a stripper, first of all, so I already know how some of them be getting down. She be telling me stories, whatever. But the thing is the strippers that I fucked with, right? When it comes to sex, though, you feel what I'm saying? It was weird because they're so used to engaging in sex in like a whore type of energy. You feel what I mean? It's like I was with this chick and she didn't even want to kiss me. She was like, "Look, we did everything except for kiss." Like she would not kiss me. You feel what I mean? And this is a girl that I'm not paying her. This is a girl I was just hooking up with. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I'm saying? I like kissing when I'm fucking with a chick, but where her was like that. And then there was other chicks that I knew that were strippers that I would kind of talk to and kick it with a little bit. But it was just like, I knew for me, I wasn't compatible with that type of shit. So I think that's one takeaway where, you got to see if you're the type of guy that could deal with that type of energy. You see what I'm saying? So that's one thing.
The reason I thrived in strip clubs is because I was that debaucherous dude, man. Like a lot of people, they hear me talk for the first time and they think, oh, this guy's a square brain. No, man. Like, I've been diagnosed with IED. That is intermittent explosive disorder. Some of you guys have seen these outbursts on the air. Like I have. Like I'm just like, and that's the reason why Vegas appealed to me. We told you guys at the top of the show, man. This is not going to be for everybody. Some guys will say, listen, this just isn't for me, as a cloak to say, listen, I'm scared to do this kind of game. Listen, you would fuck a stripper if you had a chance. It's just, it is a lot of work, and that's just not worth it to a lot of guys. But just like Kevin was saying, not all strippers are created equal. They are not all the same. Some girls are in the business for a while. Some girls come and go. Some girls are in the business 1 month, out of the business the next. But you have to understand this. There's different levels of drugs. Not every stripper is a drug addict, but most strippers do drugs. And especially strippers that do drugs, they know that their body is what pays them. So they're not going to fuck around with the crystal meth. They're not going to fuck around with the heroin. So most strippers dabble in oxycodone, Oxycontin, cocaine is a good drug of choice. That way, when they're back in the back, getting their fucking, getting their back blown out by whatever CEO tycoon, they can actually deal with it mentally. But drugs is an absolute must if you want to bang strippers. If that's not your cup of tea, cool. That was my cup of tea. I was very familiar with cocaine before I even went to strip club, so I was very, very comfortable with that. And by the way, a lot of guys are asking, what is an 8-ball? An 8-ball is three. An 8-ball is 3.5 grams of cocaine. That's an 8-ball.
That's all you need, Donovan.
So
in Minneapolis, you'll fuck any bad bitch you want. Bring an 8-ball.
I would tell you one thing though.
By the way,
guy who was in
these views are not necessarily expressed by the Donovan Sharpe channel.
I would tell you something. There's a guy who was in corporate America. There's a guy who was in corporate America. I have fraternity brothers, guys who worked at other companies, and I lived this dual life that Donovan was talking about.
Yes.
And I have guys who I grew up with. who had current pimps and shit like that as cousins and uncles and all them. And their cousins and uncles would turn around asking them about me. And they're like, well, how do you know Kevin? Well, I saw him over here, to where I had friends, fraternity brothers and everything. Like, dude, what's going on? And I started introducing them to where I was doing business. Some of them did not like it. Some of them were like, oh, wait a minute. It's like this now. And everybody has their line. I loved the game, but I only went so far because what Donovan was talking about, there is a dark side of this shit.
God damn it. Hey, tell her she can go attention or somewhere else, man. You're here, man.
I told her to do it on purpose.
We gotta talk about Donovan.
We
gotta let motherfuckers know. Never take a stripper bitch serious.
No.
Never wife them.
No.
Never wife them.
Say it again.
Out here going through hell right now because they actually wiped the stripper.
Oh my
God!
I cannot do
you
that.
actually moved a stripper bitch into your crib. You're living with a stripper bitch. Like,
oh my God.
Talk about this shit.
Wait, hey, and to that one guy asking, should you kiss a stripper, bro? Really?
Like, what are we doing here? Like,
bro, really?
Are you trying to catch gonorrhea of the tongue? Like, what are you doing? Listen, I've dated 6 strippers. They all cheated on me. I kissed not one of them. You don't kiss strippers.
They most likely not gonna kiss you anyway. So,
hey, Donovan, can you zoom in on my face real quick?
You gonna taste cigarettes and semen, nigga. What's wrong with you, dickhead?
We got one last super chat. Then we'll go around and do our final remarks. This is a great show. NB says Lucario's got that low cost, genuine, laid back game. You do. Lucario is a very, and it's funny. Different people have different kinds of game. I'm a very high. This is why cocaine was my drug of choice, because I'm a high octane guy, man.
Right.
And so, like Lucario, I can never be as cool and as suave.
I can't do the cocaine shit.
This is why the Vegas lifestyle was it almost worked too well for me. I actually had to remove myself from Vegas before either. People would ask me all the time, Donovan, if you were to win $10 million, what would you do? I'd be dead of a cocaine overdose. Right. I had to get the hell out of there. The last time I did cocaine was September 14th of 2016. And I remember that very, very well. So anyway. All right. Final remark.
Hey, Donovan, when are the cocaine tales coming out, bro? I'm
oh Lord.
I'll buy that. When are those tales coming out, bro?
Those can't be on YouTube.
I'm gonna end the story with this. Dude, I have so many fucking crazy cocaine stories. I can't even tell you. I'm gonna tell you a real story.
Oh, Donovan. Come on, it's not anyway.
You dropped the cocaine tales.
Donovan. Cocaine
stories. Watching that shit. You dropped the cocaine tales.
I'm gonna tell you a real quick one. A good friend of mine was a fucking steroid freak. Like, he was as wide as tall. And he wasn't really a good friend of mine. We just kind of lifted at the gym. We texted back and forth. Well, I'm chilling at my buddy's house and I get a text from him. I'm like, or I get a call from him. I'm like, okay, well, that's Kevin. His name was actually Kevin. And so I looked at the phone. I was like, what does he want? He called me again. I pick up the phone. He's like, yo, Donovan. I'm like, what's up? He's like, dude, I'm in a lot of trouble. I need some help. I'm like, okay, where are you? He's like, I'm at the Bellagio. Come to room. I don't want to give away the room number. He says, come to room 215. So I go to room 215. I walk into this hotel room at the Bellagio, and there is a blonde lying motionless on the ground. Of course, I see the big pile of fucking cocaine there. And I'm like, Kevin, what the fuck? He told me that they had hooked up. They were going to hook up. They were going to do some blow, and they were going to fuck and all this other kind of stuff. But he discovered that she went for his wallet, and that's when he accidentally hit her and knocked her out. He says, I think I fucking killed her. Here's what really happened. What my friend Kevin used to like to do is he used to like to go to Backpage, and he used to proposition all the strippers and prostitutes. Hey, come to do some blow cocaine with me, and we'll have a good time.
Let's party.
Let's party. They always want money on the back end, but what Kevin used to do is he said, well, wait a minute, I'm not paying you. I thought we were hooking up for cocaine. He knew what the fucking arrangement was. This bitch actually had a pimp. See, none of these other girls had handlers. This girl did. So what happened was at the end of them having fun, she's like, all right, pay me my money. He's like, tried to pull the same thing. I thought we were doing this for fun. So and I don't know because I wasn't there, but I'm 99% sure that this happened. She probably reached into her bag to call her pimp, who was standing right the fuck outside or down in the lobby. And as soon as he saw that, he knocked her ass out. Luckily for me, dude, not even for me. Luckily for Kevin, my friend Dave worked for the Bellagio. I'm like, yo, Dave, you got to get up here, room 215 at the Bellagio. You got to help us out. So he walks in and sees the scene. He doesn't look the least bit surprised. He's like, so what's up? I'm like, dude, there's a fucking girl laying on the floor. Dave puts on a rubber glove, puts his hand on her. He says, all right, he's not dead. And I'm like, and Kevin's like, oh, thank God. He's like, all right, cool. So you guys can go ahead and leave now.
Yeah, the wolf.
We can leave. Like
the wolf came in.
There was a girl who was knocked out. And he said to me, I'll never forget this. Do you think this is the first time we've walked into a hotel room where there was an unconscious woman lying on the floor and a pile of cocaine on the bed?
Right.
Guys, now go ahead and get on out of here. Dude, one of the
Okay. Let me follow up that story. First of all, I'm gonna make it really clear. I've never done street drugs, but I would tell you one of the best decisions I ever made in my life was finding out about strip club escort game. And it made me hundreds of thousands of dollars in my professional career.
You go, man.
Hundreds of thousands. And the thing is, because coming from Oklahoma, I didn't judge everything. I just said, you know what? Why are people who are vice presidents and executive vice presidents, why are all these people over there? And then I'm judging it this way. Nope, I didn't judge it. But I knew where I was not willing to go. I was not willing to do cocaine or whatever, although I got offered all the time. You can decide to do what you don't do or don't want to do. But number two is you don't have to do any of that. You can choose the kind of clubs you go to, and the kind of clubs you go to, and the place when you deal with the higher end stuff, you get a completely different thing. I went there for business. There you go. And then when I started to realize, well, there's a whole nother side of it, I didn't go down that path. I went down the path of 6 figures and more. It was a great experience. I would say it was a great experience, and it helps you. It helped me become more well-rounded as a person because I realized not everybody has to do things the way I do it. No, I mean, it's a good thing. Go ahead.
I wanted the girls who looked like they were high class, had daddy issues, right?
Oh yeah.
I was in it for the drugs and the stripper booty. That's what I was in it for.
And the beauty here, guys, is you guys can see like we have different experiences. So like you got the Donovan Sharpe game, you got the Kevin Samuels game with the higher end stuff. You got like my game where I'm like going in there with girls and like using pre-selection and like the pretty boy vibe, you know what I mean? You got the Lucario smooth operator, you got the Jap, like fuck these hoes, like whatever. You got Solo TV's game with the 8 ball. So there's many different ways to skin a cat. Right? The main thing to take right there.
You're doing the stripper game. Allegedly, that works. Allegedly.
That was one point I was going to add. There was one point I was going to add that I forgot. There was one point I was going to add, and I'm sorry. The being able to go into some places with a beautiful woman on your arm that every other guy would give a left nut to be with, they're wondering how you got that when you're not a master of the universe like them. They're wondering how that happened. And the thing is, guys want to be around guys who they think have things. Here, write this down, young men. This level of game taught me what men of power do worldwide.
Yes.
Write this down. They collect 2 things: favors and secrets.
There you go. Favors and secrets will get you anything you want.
That is great stuff. I want to just add to that real quick what Kev was saying. If you are a guy, right, and you show the potential that you're around beautiful women all the time and that you have the capacity to attract and or retain beautiful women, other men are going to inherently respect you and want to learn from you, and you can use that to leverage relationships. Okay, so
or just hit an 8 ball.
Yeah. So if you're good with women, right, and like your boss sees you with hot girls all the time, or like someone who's like wealthy or whatever, they're gonna want to hang out with you to learn what you're doing. You know what I mean? I got a couple friends that do this right now, which I'm not going to name, but they'll want to associate with you. And then what you do is you use them as you teach them how to deal with women and stuff like that. Because let's face it, a lot of rich guys are simps. And when they're doing this shit, what are you doing? What are you doing? I'm not getting the type of attraction from women that you are. I'm not getting that genuine desire attraction. What are you doing? And then you can, like, you know, it's an exchange where you're like teaching them how to deal with women, and they're teaching you their secrets of how to make money, how to be successful, etc. And let's face it, hot girls is the universal currency. You're at a club, whatever, you walk in with beautiful women, everyone is going to respect you and be like, okay, what the fuck is this guy doing? They're going to want to get to know you. You know what I mean? It's like one of the few equalizers. Even if you're not as rich as the other guys, they're going to want to know what the fuck is going on. So that's a great point from Kev.
Hey, Donovan, I'm still waiting for the cocktails to come out, bro. I'll buy that book.
Look, I got one more. Listen, I got one more cocaine story. This is actually a very, very quick one. Had a real good friend. His name was Johnny Garcia. His cousin was always sneaking. His cousin was always getting deported. 2 weeks later, he'd be back in Vegas. Big time drug runner. He got popped one time, right? Had a bunch of drugs at his house, a bunch of cocaine at his house, but the authorities didn't know because they didn't arrest him at his house. So Johnny's cousin called him up. They're like, yo, Johnny, I need you to get the shit out of my house, because if they bust me on this, I'll be brought up on federal charges, whatever. He's like, well, where should I go? Take it to a hotel, take it to Bally's or whatever. So he's like, all right, well, let's take it to Bally's. He's like, all right, well, listen, are you going to pay me any money for this? He's like, you're my fucking cousin. He's like, I'll tell you what, I'll let you have some of the cocaine, right? So he calls me up. We all get a bunch of buddies together because, of course, there's going to be cocaine someplace. So we're all at Bally's. We're supposed to be there for 24 hours. Apparently, he was going to get out of the situation. So we get there, and it's like, dude, it's like, I don't even know how much there was. It was ridiculous. So we break up a bunch, and it is a mountain of cocaine. Magic carpet ride, fucking McDonald's straws. We're up all fucking night, right? So at the end of the night, it's like 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, we're like, guys, we got to get something to eat, because if we don't, we're going to fucking die. That's the thing on cocaine. You have to eat something or drink something, you're fucking die. Real talk. Listen, true story. So we go, we come back to the hotel room. The fucking cocaine is immediately. Someone came into the fucking room and organized the dope for us. It's almost like they took a ruler. It was like in neat little squares. We're all like, what the fuck? Are we being set up by federal agents? So now we're all fucking shitting our drawers. We're like, dude, I don't want to go to prison. I don't want to be somebody's bitch. I got to learn, like, all the, and we're fucking high as a kite. Still doing lines and worried about the fucking feds, right? All of a sudden, 10 minutes later, we're like, who the fuck is that? The guy, dude, we're checking the windows. We open up the door, and it's the fucking the housekeeping lady. Didn't speak a word of fucking Spanish. He's like, housekeeping, can I help you? I come into your room. We're like, wait, you came into our room? She's like, well, yes, I cleaned up the room. So we brought her, and we're like, yo, did you talk to anybody? Who did you tell? She's like, oh, I don't know. I know tell nobody. We said,
down, dude.
I said, explain this. She said, no. I organized for you, so it would be nice and neat. Dude, we gave her $300 for a word, and that was that. Unbelievable.
You gave her what, Donovan?
This shit happens.
We gave her $300 to keep her mouth shut. Listen, here's $300. We even offer some dope. Listen, do you do dope? She's no. I know, dude. No. Just give me. Oh my, dude, longest fucking morning of my life, dude.
If you're around strippers, or if you're around, when I lived in New York, Kendall Gill of the Nets and Jay Moore lived of Jerry Maguire fame.
Yes.
So in my building, there are Victoria's Secret models, and the Christmas party, the Halloween, the New Year's Eve party, they had a candy room, and there was whatever you wanted was right there. Right. See, I will say this personally. I believe our country has one of the most backwards drug policies in the world, because the war on drugs doesn't work. There's a certain segment of people that are going to do their drug of choice. We've legalized some, we said others aren't legal. But I will say this, as a rule, tend to be around a drug culture. How do you think they stay in such great fucking shape?
Hey, man.
Are you kidding?
Okay, guys.
They fought with Myron Gaines. That's how they stay in shape. Fact.
I use a fitness game. That's how I do it.
I think, but before we go around the panel and give our final thoughts here, I think Myron pointed this out very eloquently about 15 minutes ago. You guys saw 6 very different approaches to the same kind of women. Mm-hmm. And, dude, Lucario's like, dude, I don't want to be a part of that life. But guess what? Lucario still gets bad bitches. He doesn't.
Right, I just get the strippers outside the strip club. I don't fuck with the strip.
And listen, Kevin takes a more corporate approach. He's not in it for the sex. He's in it for what he can get outside.
I like the sex.
He's in it for. He's in it for advancement. He's in it for gaining something.
Mm.
Me, I'm in it for the fucking debauchery. I'm into doing fucking lines off strippers' asses while giving ass them out to another one and doing high fives with the fucking owner and the fucking bouncer and the goddamn DJ. Myron is on that. He's on that gorilla pimp game. Hey, I look good. You want to fuck me? Let's fuck. Solo TV 84 is on that 8-ball game, kind of like
no. I mean, I can't neither confirm nor deny, Donovan.
He's like, don't put me in that shit.
It's definitely going on Patreon. This is awesome.
And listen, Jap is the type of dude that's like, Leo, you got to handle these bitches like fucking hoes. She's gonna drink. She's gonna fucking do drugs. She's gonna turn your life upside down. Get your dick in. Get it the fuck out and go the fuck home. So I think a lot of guys got a lot out of this. And there were some differing opinions. We had some disagreement on the panel. But at the end of the day, there is no one way to handle strippers. Guess what? Strippers are diverse as we are here on the panel. It's not one size fits all. But one thing's for certain. If you're gonna fuck with strippers, you gotta have airtight game, because if you don't, you're gonna get your fucking life turned upside down. Jap, I'm gonna give you the first of the final word, man. What you got?
Last thing you ever need to do is take a stripper bitch serious, falling in love, because these bitches, first of all, their whole objective in life is just to look good and to seduce men. So some of these strippers are the best definition of beauty, but you have to understand they are still human. So you still are subjected to the bitch actually having a stank pussy. You're still subjected to the bitch possibly not having good pussy.
Oh my God.
So stop making the bitch subhuman. She's just a bitch. She's a pet. And anything, like I've been telling you brothers on my show, anything over 3 sentences coming from a bitch is stupidity. That's my take.
Very nice, Jap. And by the way, Jap, the reason YouTube won't let me post any of your channels or shit is because it's all got the word nigga in it, man. Mm-hmm. Every one of them. So I gotta do something. Maybe I gotta take down the filters. Jap, I appreciate your contribution tonight. It was very, very important. Myron, what is your final word? What is your final word on 10s, Instagram models, strippers, the hot girls of the word?
Yeah, my final word, man, guys, is that you just have to understand that, number one, you got to be high value yourself to get these very attractive women, because at the end of the day, who you purport yourself to be has to be congruent. You got to be high value yourself. The other thing you got to understand is that you can't get clingy and you can't display weakness. When you display weakness with these attractive women, they're going to smell it and they're going to inherently get turned off. And you have to be comfortable with the fact that you might not be able to retain them, and you got to fucking hold your boundaries. It's basically the tenements that we've taught you guys from before, but it's got to be hyper mode. You know what I mean? Like every mistake you make is going to be magnified. So you can't afford to make those mistakes. And, you got to be comfortable with her other guys hitting on your girl. You got to be comfortable being stern. You got to be comfortable with the fact that you might not be able to maintain her because some other fucking high value guy comes in because you can't compete from a club level or a money level. You got to understand that she belongs to the streets. You know what I mean? So these are some fundamentals that you got to understand. A lot of guys need to come to grips with that. And if you can't control a regular girl, you're definitely not going to be able to control a hired gun. And then you never want to enter the fucking customer frame. That's the biggest mistake guys make, is leading with their wallet with these types of women, because they look at you as a trick.
90 seconds.
Take you to the cleaner. So that's what I got.
Excellent. All right. Oh, what you got, man? What's the final word on this, brother?
We have to solo?
Yeah, solo. What you got?
Hey, Donovan, can you make me a mod? But anyway,
I got you.
By the way, I do not advocate drug use. I don't. Listen, guys. Look,
this
guys,
is all for entertainment, guys.
But here's the thing, and I'll be honest. The strip, and I've dealt with strippers, but the strippers I've dealt with were outside the strip club. They were in the nightclubs that I met and whatnot. And here's the thing, guys. When you meet women, stop like fantasizing and pedestalizing these women in your head. Like these women are like, oh my God, she's so special. She's like Princess Jasmine or Ariel. Fuck that Disney bullshit. Get that shit out of your head and realize they're just women. A lot of you guys see a hot woman and you stop pedestalizing them. No, it's those hot chicks that will do the nastiest shit, bro. They will swallow your nut, gag on your balls, and tell you to tie them up while you donkey fuck them. That's facts. Shout out to my nigga Jap, by the way. And Jap, you got the receipts, right?
Oh, yes, sir.
I just seen your receipts, sir.
Okay, Jap got my weekend receipts. So what I'm saying is this. Shout out, and by the way, shout out to Jap, because I'm trying to catch up to him. And Donovan, I see you. I see what you're doing. at the end of the day, here's what men have to get into. When you're dealing with hot women, listen, treat a 10 like a 5 and treat a 5 like a 2. That's my motto. Treat a 10 like a 5 and a 5 like a 2. And at the end of the day, I know guys think, oh, so this guy, Donovan, he's talking about illegal drugs. Listen, guys, Donovan, listen.
Shit's ugly.
Donovan, we might have to do a Patreon show about 8-ball game behind the scenes. Because Donovan knows what I'm talking about. Oh, those hot chicks, the turbos, as y'all call them, the 9s and 10s, they be sniffing coke off toilet seats, my nigga. And Donovan knows what I'm talking about.
Invite me to that show.
In their pockets and shit, right? Like they're taking, like they're like, this is crazy. Like when all the blow is gone, all of a sudden now they start putting little puddles of water in their hand and snorting the water to get all the remnants of the sugar for one last high.
And see, Donovan, I was oblivious to all of this until I started hanging out with millionaires. And then I saw what they were doing and what these women were doing, like these hot chicks. And I was like, whoa. And shout out to Kevin. Kevin, no disrespect to you. I didn't mean to cut you off. But white girls do the most blow. That's a fact. Black women, they do the most weed.
Yeah, black
right. All you got to do is have a couple blunts and some Hennessy, and you're good. The point I'm trying to make is this. It's not about drugs, Donovan, right? But let's be honest. The hottest chicks like to have fun. Girls just want to have fun.
That's a fact.
Girls just want to have fun. Facts.
Yes.
So we'll drop the mic on that.
Solo TV 84. Check me out. Solo TV 84 on YouTube and Instagram.
All right. So
on strip club game, or not strip club game, just hot girls in general.
All right. So
Jets.
I came at this thing from a guy who was a frat guy who was in college. I saw a lot because my roommate, white guy, ran an escort service on the yard. White pimps.
Damn.
And they were pimping college women who became soccer moms. And what I stopped doing, I come from the projects and I saw pimps and escorts and these kind of things in a gutter way. And then when I got to college, I saw it in a corporate way. So it was a natural lead in when I was in corporate sales. And like Solo said, when you start realizing that there is a line, there are caps, you can only go so far. You will go further when you know people. Favors and secrets determines how high up you go, not your work, not your resume, not all the other Boy Scout shit that you want to believe. You can be Mighty Mouse and Captain America and stay down here, while the guys that go to the strip clubs who understand 8-ball game, understand ecstasy is a real thing, understand and stop judging this shit and realize that the strip club is just a golf club indoors. Beautiful men will always be surrounded with, powerful men will always be surrounded with beautiful women, and vice versa. There are two things that are inseparable from one another. Beautiful. So if you're a regular mortal guy who didn't come from this environment, you have to accept these rules. You have to pay to play and then buy your way in. And the way you keep your way in, because you are not them. None of these guys on this video are those masters of the universe. We got a glimpse into their world. The way you stay in their world is keep your fucking mouth closed. You keep your mouth closed. Favors and secrets, gentlemen. The more secrets you can keep, the more favors you can get. And lastly, for every man, set your limits going in. Know what it is you will not do. Because that line is going to get pushed and tested. Because the world of power is seductive like the dark side of the force. You don't know power until you start talking about that stream that if Donovan, you want to do it, the 8-ball, the cocaine, you want to do it, we can talk about it. But that shit needs to be offline and paid for, because real power is something that I don't think a lot of guys really want to deal with. But the reality is, powerful men and beautiful women are always in the same spaces. You got to know why.
Excellent. Well said, Kevin. Now, Lucario, you took now you're all in with fucking with hot girls. You just get away from the strip clubs and all the debauchery. That's exactly what Kevin was talking about.
Right.
Now, talk to us why that's really, like, give us sort of the final word on what, because a guy like you looks like he could run some serious strip club game, but you don't have to stay out of that.
Yeah, the thing is, you know, a lot of those type of chicks annoy me. You feel what I'm saying? But I'll tell you why. And this is what I'll end off with. because in general, we talking about just hot women and women, women you think are hot girls you're trying to get with. I say these two things. One is that you have to understand that in order for you to even, get a hot chick or keep her interested, right? You have to make sure that you're the type of guy that can handle everything that comes with.
Right.
So, for example, what you have to understand is that the hotter the girl is, the more attention she's going to get, the more likely she's going to be an attention whore. You might even be dating a chick who's an Instagram model, shit like that. You're going to have to deal with all the attention that guys are giving her. So your confidence is going to have to be on level 1,000,000 to be able to even keep her interested in you. Now, the second thing I was saying, this is something that a lot of guys don't recognize, is because some guys will say, well, I can't go out here and get a hot girl, or they'll try to get hot women and they'll see that they're getting shot down. What you have to understand is that sometimes your high self-esteem and confidence could work against you. And also, too, your low self-esteem could work for you. So I'm gonna break that down. And I'm not, trying to get you guys to have low self-esteem, but this is what you got to understand. Sometimes if you're a guy who's confident, you know that you're a 10, you know that you're on point. You might approach a hot girl, talk to a hot girl, or talk to some hot girls, and they're not going to want to fuck with you. The reason why they don't want to fuck with you is because they're not actually a 10. You understand? So you're a 10, and they're not really a 10. They look like a 10, but their mentality and their energy is of a 6. So they look at you as higher value than them, so they don't want to fuck with you. And now in the reverse, this is why you'll see a hot girl with an average looking dude. You're like, how the fuck did that guy get her? It's because she may think that guy is on her level. And let's say that guy who's not that great looking, let's say he's, just for sake of argument, is just a regular average guy and may have low self-esteem. He's at her level. So he may look at himself as a 6, and she's going to look at herself as a 6. So they're on the same frequency. You feel what I'm saying? So sometimes what'll happen is that the reason why you're not getting that 10 is because you may be that 10 as a man, but she mentally is a 5. You understand what I'm saying? And she can't deal with you. So you got to find a 10 who's not only she's hot, but mentally she's on your level. You see what I'm saying? And so that's the only way that type of situation is going to happen for you with that 10. And this is the funny part. This is why you see some guys who may be good looking, in shape, whatever, with a girl you would consider a 6 or a 7, because mentally that 6 or a 7 is mentally a 10. So it's like attracts like. So sometimes that hot girl, she's not at the level to fuck with you, and sometimes you may be at that same level as her in order to fuck with her. So it just all depends on if y'all match. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I agree with you, but keep in mind that a girl who is a 10 who thinks that you're out of her league, that is the gross outlier. Because 10s get validation everywhere. They get it in real life. They get it in Instagram. As a matter of fact, there are more 7s who act like 10s than 10s who act like 7s. That being said, they are out there. And at the end of the day, girls know the score. It doesn't matter how girls know that no matter how hot she is, her value will never be on par with a man's. She knows this. She can tell her friends whatever she wants. But when a guy like you rolls up who has his shit together, she's like, oh, okay, this guy has his shit together. That's why she's giving you play. I've had some girls, never strippers, I've had some girls say, listen, I was surprised you called, or I thought that you would stand me up.
Right.
Listen, it's rare, but it does happen. This is when you have your shit together. Let me read off the rest of these super chats, and then we'll go ahead and end this bad boy. Eric Extraordinaire says, over 10 years ago in Miami, a gorgeous stripper asked me if I wanted to get a room for $300. Was that to smash or just an entry?
100% to smash. Where'd you meet her? At Mango's, bro?
Listen, that was an entry fee. That's what they do. $300. Oh, great. I'm going to get laid. Then at the end of the night, that'll be $2,000.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's how they do it, man. It's just like
better negotiate up front.
Hold on. It's just like timeshares. Here, come see this presentation for free. We'll give you two free nights down at Hilton Head Island. Well, guess what? There's a sales pitch they're going to charge at the back end.
Exactly. That's why you don't enter the customer frame. That's why you don't do it.
Right. Perp Clouds, $5 super chat says there's a difference between black and white strip clubs and strip clubs versus gentlemen's clubs. Been to a few myself. New York's Ninth Wonder says with the $10 super chat says pure gold, hashtag 8-ball tails. You better believe it. Everett Marks with the $10 super chat, the Mount Rushmore of game right now, panel full of genius insight. Thanks, gentlemen. Keep it up. C-Dub with the $5 super chat says these levels of hot girls require more of everything: risk, pharmaceuticals, dirty sex to feel anything, which is why they do the freakiest things. Real fucking talk. That is the comment of the evening. And last but certainly not least, Seeker of Hot Truth, or Seeker of Truth, says the insecure men and the hot, beautiful women are a bad mix. Dude, insecure men never get with hot, beautiful women. It just doesn't work that way. Skipped a couple. Reed Harvey with the $10 super chat says, will there be a part 2 to this? No, I'd like to keep my channel. Thank you very much. Black Wolf Inc. with the $2 super chat. There will be a third stream. Sex drought season. Yes, there will be a third stream. That's not going to be topic. Pimped Out Geese says Cocaine Tales rated R coming soon to theaters near you. No, never mind. I can't tell anymore of my cocaine. Night long. Gentlemen, this was a fire stream. We went way over on time. It's way past my bedtime. I gotta drink some Similac and take some Infamil and get the fuck to bed so I can get up, get my ass squats.
Don't do no cocaine.
Absolutely. Jap, Lucario, Myron Gaines, Kevin Samuel, Solo TV 84.
Great show, guys.
The links, everything, all their stuff is going to be in the comment section. Thank you guys very much. We'll see you guys next week.
Peace.